Fish eyes down the hatchet. Yay! I'm alive. Thank you, C-Sal. Raymond. What up, Lord Colin B? Mic check 1 2. 5 minutes. Red leather, red leather, red leather. We're not on mono anymore. We got the stereo back, baby. You sound rested? Well, that's crazy because I'm the opposite of rested. I'm exhausted. I could probably sleep for like, I don't know. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. Let's just say that. Hey, friends! Hola, everybody, and your mamas. He sounds refreshed and renewed. I'm not. This is gonna be a real loosey-goosey show, guys. We're just gonna vibe. Got them batteries recharged? No. These little excursions I go on are fun, but it's a different kind of fun. It's a painful kind of fun. But it was amazing. It was a great time. I love it. I love it. Lord Baby works 8 days a week. Let me drink some tea. Last show of Men's History Month. Let's go. Amazing artwork. Thank you. I'm basically like Picasso. Basically. Good evening, Butch. All right. Just setting up a few last minute thangy things. Lemon tea. Karate chop that like. Yes, sir. Thank you, Lord Columby. All right. Let's let this play out. We can come in 2 minutes early. You 2 minutes early, you're on time. But it didn't fade. It didn't fade like it was supposed to. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Dreaded Conservative Show. My name is Josh. It's Monday night. The world's a crazy place, and I'm just reporting on it. Fortunately, I really don't know a lot about what's going on crazy. Nothing too much. I guess it's a slow news week. I picked a good time to escape into the mountains. uh, but welcome to the show, guys. I wish there was a way to fade this music out. We'll just make it real quiet. Well, welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm super tired, guys, so I'm going to let you know ahead of time. This is going to be a very loose show. I woke up this morning at 7 in the cold, packed up a tent, and then drove home. Stopped and got some pictures. I've been out in the mountains, 10,000 to 11,000 feet above sea level since Thursday morning. And I'm exhausted. I ate some dandelion and spruce and mushroom tea. I ate some mushrooms that I later found out they had maggots in them. Well, I don't know if the ones I ate had maggots in them, but the ones I collected for later had maggots in them when I went to the bag. And I got it all on video. I think I got 200 video clips plus time lapses plus all kinds of stuff. Oh, the losing going nut. Lucy Goosey, my favorite. Thank you, C-Sal. And is it cut out? Is it like copyright music? It shouldn't be. It should be free. Let's stop that music. I'm going to play a song, though, to get us started here in a moment. But maggot mushrooms are what Slipknot fans use to trip. Well, I ate one of them in a soup, and I was feeling a little trippy. I don't know if it might have been from exhaustion because it was on like the third night. The problem, well, we'll get into all that. Right now, we got to do the little show intro thing. Welcome to the show, guys. I'm trying to get hyped up. I'm a little tipsy. I've been drinking today because I didn't drink too much while I was in the mountains. I drank a little bit, took some beers out there, and the van was close, so I was able to run and get them. But today I've just been sipping and trying to plan the show in a few hours' time. I've been home since noon. And so, yeah, I'm exhausted. And we're going to talk about some fun stuff. It's Men's History Month. It's the last week, the last show of Men's History Month. So in honor of Men's History Month, we're just going to talk about the mountains. I need to put my phone on silent. Talk about the mountains and fishing. And I didn't do any hunting, unfortunately. We'll talk about that. But, and then Solomon. So last week we talked about, last week feels like a year ago. It's crazy. Last week feels like so long ago. I feel like I just walked through a time portal for 4 days. That's wild. Every moment, it was like I didn't have enough time to do everything I wanted to do, but I had too much time. I don't know. But we'll talk about the camping trip. We'll talk about Solomon, the wisest. God's wisest king. Solomon. He got that wish. You don't often get a wish from God. Or if you do, it ain't going to turn out too good. But Solomon got that wish. But then he went and messed it all up. And we're going to talk about why he messed it up. And it's a pretty interesting story. But then for the news, I don't have much. Biden's student loan thing happened earlier in the week before I left. But yeah, that's an interesting one. We're going to look into that. And a lot of these stories I'm going to be reading as I'm on the stream. So I don't know a whole lot about them now. But the student loan thing, I heard on JLP a school is looking at bringing back corporal punishment. So I got an article on that. That's pretty funny. And then Zuckerberg was on Rogan. Uncle Tom 2 was released. And a Louisville cop pleaded guilty in the Breonna Taylor. Okay, yeah. Anyway, I got all the articles. These are all, little student. And then I got a bunch of little funny rapid fire news stories and a lot of memes. So we got pretty much a show put together here. So let's do it. Let's start out with a song. Let's start out with a new Tyson James song released while I was in the mountains. So I'm going to play this my first time listening to it, guys, with you guys. So kind of a song reaction. And then I'll shout out to chat while this plays. Uno momento. Hopefully we don't get an ad off the rip. Where's the audio? Me, am I on? Nope. And we're still a patriarchy. Ah. Woo. Yeah, I like this one a lot. I love it. I'm sunburnt, y'all. Can you see it? We got Natty and we got T. Ah. Yep, can't take it with you. Spend it before you die. That would be interesting to find out. All right, that's it. Let's get into the show. Let's go, guys. Let's go. All right, so what should we do first? I guess we'll do the camping trip and Solomon stuff first, and then we'll get into this news. So I'm gonna minimize this for now, and I'm gonna pop this up. Oh man, I moved the camera around. What am I doing? How many of these men own an actual wrench? I own a giant toolbox with all the wrenches, and I own other stuff too that will work also. And plus, I got a little convenient toolbox, which that's really all you need, for the minor house stuff. But I got a van full of tools. But I think most of these guys probably own some tools. These are some good guys in here. Smashley, be nice. Supposedly that was the real one. He posted the remains of it the other day. Dang, that's wild. That's crazy, man. Man, that's pretty crazy. Anyway, let's check out. I got some little clips from my camping trip, guys. I know Tyrone wants to see some squirrel eyes eaten or some some trout eyes eaten. I was not able to kill a squirrel, guys. I wasn't. So here's the deal: shooting tree squirrels, you need a permit in most places. Some places it's legal whenever, but shooting tree squirrels, such as fox squirrels or gray squirrels. I wish I had pictures I could pull up. But basically, they're the squirrels you see in the trees everywhere. The gray squirrels are the gray ones. The fox squirrels are the orange ones. They're a little fatter. Anyway, Josh, sorry I'm running late. How good to see you back. You too, D. Melkin. Nice to see you. Bam, know your wrenching hammer. I owned a tool. Raymond said I owned a tool once. Anyway, duct tape and WD-40, that's all you need. That's all you need. But what was I just saying? I told you guys I'm tired. I forgot what I was just saying. But I got videos from the camping trip. Damn, what was I just saying? The chat screwed me up. I'm a little out of the zone, Holmes. You know what I'm saying? Uh Somebody in chat tell me what I was just talking about. Camping trip. Anyway, God, I'm so tired. I'm gonna fall asleep on the stream. Squirrels. Thank you, the Gets. Squirrels. Yes. Thank you, the Gets. You are awesome. Yes, the squirrels. So, uh, but ground squirrels in Utah are always legal with no license. So I thought what I'm used to seeing in the city and in the mountains around the city is fox squirrels, the big fat orange ones in the trees. Now, you're not supposed to shoot those, but I thought they were going to be out there and I thought I was going to be sneaky and I was just going to pop one and eat that beer, you know? But unfortunately, when you're at 10,000 to 11,000 feet, there's no more tree squirrels. But what there are ground squirrels, which might also be called chipmunks. Chipmunks. I should pull up a picture. But they're tiny little guys. They're like this big and they're fast. They scurry and they're gone. You see them and they're gone. You see them out of their peripheral. It's like a shooting star. You only see them in your peripheral and they're gone. And then the couple times that they'll chill and look at you and let you get kind of close, you don't have a pellet gun in your hand. Because if you had a pellet gun in your hand or any type of weapon, they would know it and they wouldn't be looking at you. It's like they sense it. Same as the camera. But like the pet squirrel in prison and half baked. And so, and also they're so small that I was like, even if I go hunting for one and manage to shoot and kill one, I'm gonna get 2 bites off this little thing. But they are invasive. Invasive. That's just a word that climate people use to get rid of animals they don't like. Everything's invasive if it's I guess if it's doing his job right. Josh, you should try possum and grits. I would eat it. I would eat it. I would eat it in a heartbeat. Yep. Everything is like, and it sucks because I've never went hunting, and it's something I love. I watch Meat Eater, dude, with Steve Rinella. I love that show, and every time I watch it, it makes me just want to go hunt something. I want to kill something and eat it, and not farming chickens and stuff. I've seen chickens killed, and I've never done it myself, but I went to agriculture class. I've seen a cow get his nuts chopped off, all these things, but um, God, I keep losing my train of thought. I'm so out of shape. But I never have went hunting for something. So, and I got things. We're not going to talk about it, but I was like, I can get a pellet gun or like a spear. Stubborn One was telling me about a dart gun. A guy killed a bear with a dart gun. That's crazy. This is stuff I'm interested in because it sounds fun. But I'm into that. I want to be able to kill something and eat it, and eat meat that isn't from a grocery store. So, and I don't want to get hippie on y'all, but I think the healthiest, best way to live is if you're hunting and gathering and foraging and fishing yourself, living off nature without all this outside influence from, the infrastructure and all these things. I'm starting to sound crazy, guys. I've been out in the woods. Don't say you are a city boy. Bam, I am a city boy. I live in the city. I've lived in the city most of my life. I am a city boy, but I love getting away from the city. I'm like a hybrid. I live in the city. I'm from the city. I love the city because I can just walk places or ride a bike or skateboard places. I don't have to have a car and drive around everything. I still want to, have a car or have the truck or whatever so that I can go and get away from the city and prepare myself for when the power grid goes down inevitably. And y'all better get with it or you ain't going to make it. 70% ain't going to make the cut. Is the Frederica. Frederica was hidden. Freaking Gibson was hidden. Bama was hidden. Like 20 people, chill people, were hidden from my chat. So one of the reasons I unmodded almost everybody. But anyway, let me get you some videos of the camp. Of what happened. So here's a little video. How do I just do this where I can scroll through them? And I got all kinds of news and stuff, but I'm just chilling. Here we go. If I could just skip through them, that would be great because they're in order.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
this is the first trout I caught.
Look at what I just got.
First trout of my life.
He's got a treble hook in his head. This is not my line on the ground here. This was trash I found, but got my first trout, guys. It's about.
Hey, let me turn it up a little bit. It's kind of low.
Inches long. Go get with my
city,
steak
can't be
tonight.
around people, get agitated.
I'm gonna bonk him and put him out of his misery, and I think we're gonna call it a night.
This is the first day.
This fire and make this steak. And
so I got there. I think I left here like 8. I got there around 10. Here's the problem. So I had to study this trip and learn. So in the future, I think normally I just want to do like day or 2 night trips, especially because of echo. And maybe stay more local because it stays warmer because it was much colder than I expected. Right now I'm at Mirror Lake and it's about 11,000 feet, somewhere around there.
And eat this trout. Look at this boy. He's fishing.
But it was last minute. I was like, I need to get a hoodie, and so I grabbed a hoodie. Thank God I grabbed a hoodie because I would have froze to death. I would have been back the next day. Nice colored trout. The real Frederica. What's up, Frederica? You the man. Broski Bears here. Lord Bibby. What size shoe is that? 8 or 9? It's an 11. I said 8 inches because he was within the heel and within the thing. I can show you the boot. It might actually be a 12, actually. But those boots were horrible. Horrible for the trip. They're work boots that I just grabbed just trying to get a good size of the trout on my head. Yeah, I used my hand and my foot. It's a size 11 foot. I said 8 or 9 inches. It might have been 10 inches. But that was one of the smaller
little guys. Caught him on power bait with a bobber. Saw my bobber getting hit while I was working the spinner. Came and got him. Yeah, boy. Now I gotta
get ready.
Feed him in the head real quick. Finish him off.
Yeah, that one, Butch, I just caught and went in. You see the clouds, the sky's getting dark. So I brought too much stuff, but plus I bring a lot of camera equipment. Plus I brought a lot of food for Echo. I brought too much food. I have leftover food in this bag right here. Uh, Too many tools. I don't need a big knife, a hatchet, and a saw. I think next time I'm gonna get a better hatchet one of these days. They have a decent one at Walmart, but budget shopper. I'm gonna get a decent hatchet and then the saw, and that's all I need. And then I need a better ferro rod. So fire starting was a problem out here. I'm gonna be honest, guys, up front before all the videos start coming out. Awesome quality. Well, it's all done on a cell phone, Robbie. I had a nice camera, but I'm not too great with it. But so how do
ladies and
I
gentlemen?
see if it goes? Nah, it's not gonna do it. I gotta do it like this. So, all right, guys. Here's
All
a
right, guys,
beta
the,
warning, super beta warning.
still
I'm
needs to
sorry
cook
about
for a
this.
little
This
bit
is that
more.
first trout that I just caught.
But
These are going to be much longer
in camping
videos.
fashion, I gotta suck the eye out of the trout. This one already popped and fizzled and blew up. So, oh god,
Hatchet is a
this
good tool for
freaking me out.
camping.
Okay,
Yep.
let's just do it. Oh, I can't do it. Oh, I can't do it.
I almost
can't
threw
do
up.
it. Oh, I'm such a pussy. Look at his eye bulging out. Oh, I can't do it.
Let's watch that
I
again
can't
in
do it.
instant
Look at that.
replay.
Oh, look at his eye bulging out. Oh, I can't do it. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh, I'm such a pussy.
Mind you, guys, this is day 1. Day 4, I will get redemption. Did you eat the trout eyes? All right.
Look at his eye bulging out. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. Look at that. Oh, no. You're supposed to eat that? You're supposed to eat that? I don't know if I can eat that. Look, it's hollow. His eyeball's right here.
Shit's cracking up.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw it in with my...
Hold on.
with my little thing here. Mushrooms, onions, and there's a fisheye in there. So I'm gonna eat it. At some point while I'm eating that, I'm gonna bite into a fisheye, but at least it'll be cooked more. I think that one was still a little raw.
Dean, the real Frederica. Last week I watched some of your videos from past when you got your first apartment. I apologize for talking about drug use. I think you're a real hope shot for people struggling. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Frederica, and don't worry, I'm not easily triggered. You can I talk about drug use quite a bit, actually. It's one of my favorite things to talk about because it's one of them things I know very well. You know, I may not know my flowers, but actually, I do kind of know my flowers. You know, like poppy, cocoa, marijuana. You know, I know my flowers. I got a green thumb, man. I know flowers. I know gardening, peppers, everything. Edible mushrooms, not so much.
This guy needs to cook longer, so.
Shout out Trout Eyes. Thank you, Lord Baby 42. Hold on, we're gonna get redemption. Salt and pepper that mug.
The seasoning mix. We got this here with a fisheye in it. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna do fish head soup, but
sorry about all the racket. This is all pre-editing, and so you guys know I have like 60 to 80 videos a day for 4 days, clips, all between a minute and 10 minutes long. I have 3 different product reviews because I'm an Amazon affiliate. So if I do a product review and then I put a link to the product in my description, so this is going to sound like a plug, but I'm just telling you guys a little tip, you know, a little tip for the guys, you know. You get that Amazon affiliate. I think you need like 100 subscribers, that's it. And then you put links to the product descriptions in your description. If people click on it, it takes them to the product on Amazon. They can navigate away from the item and fill their cart with whatever they buy on Amazon every day of their life, and you get a commission off of navigating them there, and it doesn't add anything to the cost of their purpose. So I've been an Amazon affiliate forever, and I don't think it's ever really benefited me at all. But hopefully, maybe someday it will. It's just an idea. But anyway, so I've got 3 product reviews. I've got a catch, clean, cook trout video coming. I've got 4 let's go camping videos. I've got a foraging tea video, which is basically the most simple tea ever. It's dandelion and spruce. You can make 800 billion gallons of it in that forest. Um, and then, so what is that? 9 videos, and then there's some other one. There's another 1 or 2. Anyway, it's gonna be a lot of videos. Lord Colin B. J.S. Urban Adventures needs a TV show in the wild. I don't know. I'm not that good, guys. I'm not like a pro at the survival stuff. I'm still learning, and you can see all my progress on the channel. But well, other than a lot of stuff I learned from when I was a kid. We played in the woods. We were always in the woods, so I know the woods. I know my woods. So scratch the Amazon thing. Scratch the Amazon thing. So scratch that. I missed it. Bibby, I've seen you here, Goob. Mushroom hunters. Yep. What are they called? What's that called? I was trying to think of the scientific word for that. I couldn't remember it. There's a name for it. It's like it's not philanthropist, but it's like philo. I don't know. I don't know. The Gets probably knows. She's on it. I'm kind of gringa in that sense. It's super hot. I can't handle it, but I can take a dash or two. Yeah, I brought a habanero and I ended up not eating it.
What do you think?
Well, here's the fish eye.
I'm just going to swallow it. I'm not going to chew it. Ready? Ready? I ate it.
All right.
I didn't chew it. I sucked it out and I ate it raw.
All right, guys. That's not necessarily, that doesn't really count. You're supposed to suck it out and chew it up and eat it. And that trout was not cooked enough, by the way. But I get my redemption anyway. So I've got tons of videos, basically what I was saying, to edit up, and lots of videos gonna be coming out. But why didn't you chew it? Because it was still cold. It was still cold, the Melkin, and I sucked it out, and the texture was so crazy. This is my first night there, so I have a steak. I have a New York steak right next to me. This isn't necessary, you know? But by the 4th day, we get our redemption. You will see. You will see. This is so that's all day 1. Here's a little clip from day 2. These are all going to be made.
Cast.
Each day is going to be
3rd cast because the 2nd cast got caught.
Each day is probably going to be like a 30-minute to an hour video, and it's going to take me a while to edit it and all that stuff. An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Yep. So this is day 2.
Up and messed up. Got a trout. Not a big guy, just a little guy, but we can get 4. So
you guys can't see.
4 little ones.
You guys can't see. My bad. My bad. My bad.
Second cast. Well, 3rd cast because the 2nd cast got caught up and messed up. Got a trout. Not a big guy, just a little guy, but we can get 4. So 4 little ones will be fine. I got it out at the end of those rocks. I'm going out again. I'm going to take my shoes off, but I need to get him on a gill line real quick, so I got to stop recording. All right, guys.
That's that. All right, and then later that day, this is day 2.
Just got 1 and 2.
I just call it foraging for mushrooms.
1 and 2.
Josh
got
knows that sucking out fish eye gives you a punch on your man card.
I'm gonna keep them alive so they stay fresh. I'm gonna go fish off that.
Yes, stubborn one. It is that. It's that stubborn one, but also they're high in omega-3 and fatty acids or something. They're actually they're healthy. When like any like survivalist, they always eat the eyes. And brain often isn't great to eat, but sometimes you can eat the brain. But the brain is usually used for curing, for tanning and curing hides and leather and stuff, because it's oily, like greasy. But the liver, the kidneys, the heart, usually always edible. And the eyes, yes, and the eyes. And the cheek muscles, the tongue is usually good on animals. A mycophile, one who hunts wild edible mushrooms. Thank you, the Gets. The Gets is on it. Raise your hand if you eat cold fish eyes for free. Yeah, well, I did it for I did it kind of for free. Hopefully, maybe not for free someday. The idea is that maybe one day I could like do things like this and have it not be for free.
Little pier over there looking thing.
The
so
dream,
Echo
the
can be by
American
me.
dream.
Here you go. But we went out
Mad
to those
trout
rocks. That
disease,
worked
some
good.
nasty stuff. That's fake. That's fake. Hold on, was that the did I show that one just now?
Just got 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Got a second one.
Hey, hello.
Keep them alive so they stay fresh. I'm gonna go fish off that little pier over there looking thing.
I wish
so
I had
Echo
a boat.
Can be by me. Here you go. But we went out to those rocks. That worked good.
Yep. You want to get out to the deeper water for the bigger ones. These lakes are all stocked, and right now we're on Friday. Saturday, this lake was packed with people, and my plan originally was to just go to this place, Mirror Lake, and camp the whole time. But since I had the work van, my boss let me use the work van. I was like, as I was going out there, I saw so many awesome places. I saw waterfalls. I saw little camps off in the cut. I saw you know, rock gorges. I saw lookouts over mountains, um, multiple different lakes. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do 2 days camping here. You know, backpack style, whatever. Just staying in this spot. I had a horrible sleeping spot. The ground was like so uneven. In the area I was in, I was on kind of like a hillside, so it was the flattest thing I could find, and I slept horrible the first 2 nights. So the third night, I'm like, or the third morning, I'm like, I'm packing up. Oh, and also fire. We'll, we'll get to fire, but I was like, I'm packing up and changing spots, going to a different spot after this on the second day, and so I'm going back and forth to the van, which is a mile each trip, back and forth. Sometimes I left Echo tied up because he's an old man. He's traumatized, dude. All he heard me saying for a week was, "We're going camping. You want to go camping? You gonna go camping?" He don't know what the hell that means. And for a week, he's just looking at me like I'm stupid. Then all of a sudden, at 8 in the morning on a Thursday morning, he gets put in a van and he's dang all out there in the woods. Lord Spike Protein. Lord Spike Protein. You're still a mod because you're our biggest sponsor. We're sponsored by viewers like you guys. Actually, the Gets is close. No, the Gets isn't close. Lord Spike is by far, but the Gets is up there. We got a lot of people, cool people. Lizzie Bean, what's up? Camping probably looks like Rob Zombie hiding from the fame. Josh Camping probably looks like Rob. Oh, wait till you see when I actually eat the fish eyes. So what video? So next I just got a little time lapse I'm gonna play for you guys, but I'm gonna tell you about fire. I'm gonna tell you a little thing about fire. All right. I don't have any audio for this, so I'm just gonna talk. But this will be edited into videos with little nice melodies playing. Here's a cool time lapse. So this is morning of day 3. But anyway, so I didn't realize where I was going was 10,000 plus feet above sea level, right? So I've started fires at Little Cottonwood Canyon where I usually go camping. In my other Let's Go Camping videos, you can see that I've started fire with a ferro rod. I got to where I could do it on a first try in that specific setting. But the thing with fire is every setting, it's different. Every place you go, the way you start the fire, what you're going to gather to start the fire is different. And I was not adapted to this area. So that was just a little time lapse for you guys. But I wasn't adapted to this area. So I tried getting a fire started with the ferro rod the first night. I got one going and it went out. It was windy up there. It could suddenly just get cloudy and windy and it started hailing at one point just randomly, and then it stopped 30 minutes later. The temperature could drop 20 degrees at the drop of a hat, and at night, as soon as the sun was behind the rocks, the temperature just started dropping. And by morning time, it was like 40 degrees. I wanted to go fishing very early in the morning, like 7, 8 in the morning, and I would wake up, but I'm a Florida boy. I don't like the cold. So I would just lay there in the sleeping bag. Like, I'm not leaving the sleeping bag till the sun comes over that mountain. And sure enough, like 8 o'clock, the sun would come over the mountain. Boom, it's warm. It's warm and you're good. But but then I was getting sunburnt because the sun's right there. You're like right next to the sun. So I'm getting sunburnt. So I can't wear a short sleeve. I got to wear a hoodie, but it's hot outside. And then I take the hoodie off, and then all of a sudden clouds come in. It starts raining. It's cold outside. It was wild, but so freaking cool. You like that time lapse? I got a bunch of time lapse, Robbie. I put them in my videos, but here, I'll show that one more time because I like it too. Hold up. But check this out. So the Dji Osmo thing, you hook your phone into it, you connect it with Bluetooth, and it lets you do these awesome motion time lapses and hyperlapses and all these different things. But check this out. So this is like I think this one was 40 minutes down to 40 seconds. I just love the clouds. I love watching the clouds go across the sky. People coming in on kayaks. I'm chilling fishing. Most of the time I was fishing power bait with a bobber on one pole, and then I had another pole fishing either a spinner or the things I had the best luck with was the fly on the water bobber because I don't have a fly fishing pole. I've never fly fished before. This is the first time I've ever trout fished. So I was learning the whole time. The Rocky Mountains, it gets cold fast. Make sure to turn them sideways.
All right, guys.
All right. And then what else we got? Day 4.
I'm super proud of Echo.
We jumping.
On this walk, man. Look at this jump.
Day 4 was a lot of cool stuff happened. I went swimming in ice cold water. It was the last day. We caught 5 fish in an hour and a half. And then I went swimming. Then I recorded a hammock review. Then I talked to this cool guy that I met. He's probably still up there, so he probably doesn't have a signal, but he got my YouTube channel. And we're talking, and he's like, have you ever heard of Amagansett Press? And I was like, I love Amagansett Press. And we started talking. And I was like, yeah, I do a show. I talk about politics, and then I do camping stuff. And he's like, I'll follow your stuff. And so anyway, day 4 was cool. I'm not going to give you guys a lot of stuff from it yet. You'll get it in the videos in the future. But this is when we're walking home on day 4, and I'm just like hyped because Echo's been jumping these logs on day 4 all day. You know.
That jump action, Echo. Get that jump. Good jump, boy. I'm super proud of Echo on this walk, man. Look at this jump. Get that jump action, Echo. Get that jump. Good jump, boy. That was a little jump. Let's get a bigger jump. We got some bigger jumps coming up.
I've been trout fishing since I was 8.
Up here in a second. But he was making me proud with these jumps. I'll get the next jump on video. All right, he's not. You can't jump that, Echo. Come on.
That's like a right giant here. Pile of logs.
Come on, bud. Get that jump. Good jump. Come on. Oh, get that jump. Good jump.
I missed that one. I didn't get it.
Get that big jump.
I kind of missed both those, but he was hitting.
Right, stop, bud. Jumps. He just jumped over this big old log. I kind of couldn't get on camera because he got ahead of me. Jump over that. Jump over that. Good jump. Hey, stop. Don't go in the road.
This is cool. One of my favorites.
I got to stop him before he runs out in the road. I'm super proud of.
All right, and then I got one more clip, and then we'll talk about Solomon. One more clip. So this is day 4. This is day 4. I got to rework my gear plan and everything for next time, and maybe we just do 1 or 2 night trips if we take Echo with us. But he took it like a champ. He was awesome.
All right, guys, I got the.
Here's day 4. Here's my redemption. This is day 4. This is after I've been a little. What's the word I'm looking for? I've been turned a little wild. You know, I've been turned a little wild. Day 4, I caught 5 trout. I went swimming in whatever degree water. It was freezing cold. The Echo going up and over. Yeah, he jumping them logs. Amagansett Press and watching the Watchmen are my number 2. Yeah, he was saying the same thing. The guy I met was pretty cool. He was awesome. You'd like him, Robbie. He actually, well, anyway, I don't want to get into your personal stuff, but he has a son that's been in and out of trouble a lot. He was talking to me about that. But he gave me beers. He let me use his lighter because I jumped in the water with my lighter in my pocket. Oh, yeah, and about the fire thing. So I brought a lighter. I brought a lighter, guys. And I lit all my fires with a lighter. But even with the lighter, you're up there where you're in the clouds. You're in the clouds. Everything is wet all the time. Everything is damp. Even if it looks like dry, old, rotted, dead standing wood, whatever you'd normally look for in a survival situation, it's still not dry. So, I figured out I could start using like paper or cardboard for my notebooks to start, some spruce things. But if they had any life in them, it was hard to start. And I got good at making them, but I never started a fire with a spark. I started one. It went up for about 4 seconds. I started adding pieces, and it died. The wind came in, boom, and it died. And I was like, I give up. At that point, I had been trying for like an hour, and I recorded all this, by the way. I have to edit all of this. I have to edit 20-minute clips of me trying to light a fire down into an enjoyable chunk of content. And the editing is going to be horrible with this. I've got like 200 pictures and 200 videos to go through. I'll be back in a few. I got to reset my network. He's disconnected. Nice. I've dived into ice lake. Yeah, I would do stuff like that. I'll do stuff like that. I'll jump in an ice lake or whatever, but I'm getting right out. This one I tried to swim around for a little bit. It wasn't happening. I got out pretty quick. Josh about to cut a dread off to start a fire. Bibby, that might have worked. But anyway, this is day 4. So the last 2 days, I almost left. Because I got in the van. I was like, maybe I'll go to Camas, which is halfway between where I am and Salt Lake City. There's another park there. There's Park City, but it's more of a ritzy area, a winter area, Park City. And I'm like, I could go there and check it out, but I didn't. I saw a little campsite on the side of the road that night. I pulled off. I had no trout, but I needed a fire to have warm food. Here's a mistake I made. I didn't bring my cooker. I have a little propane can with a little thing. It's about this big, and you screw it onto the propane can. You open it up, and you can cook with a little metal cup. You can cook soup, coffee, tea, oatmeal, ramen, all these little things that I brought. You can cook it on there with that burner without starting a fire. Well, I forgot to bring that. I didn't take it with me. Big mistake. So now I've got to start a fire every morning and every night to have a warm breakfast, because everything I brought was like powdered oatmeal, um, corned beef hash in a can for breakfast. Or if I get trout in the morning, if I go out for a morning fish and get a trout for breakfast, I need a fire. So I've got to make a fire in this wet climate, in the cold in the morning. It's getting chilly at night because the sun's going down, dude. It was stressful situation. It was stressful, but I had a lighter. I was worried the lighter was gonna run out of fuel. I was like always holding it up, looking at the sun, like, oh my god, is this lighter gonna last? And if so, there was a town, but it's 30 minutes away and 30 minutes back, and I didn't want to make that trip. I ended up making that trip once to get a couple extra beers on the last day, because the last day I was like, I'm just gonna chill and fish on this one popular lake on the side of the interstate called Lost Lake. And I'm just gonna get some beers, go to the store, come back, get some beers, and just fish. And I caught my limit in an hour and a half. I caught over my limit. Limit's 4. I caught 5, threw one back, so I had 4 on my line in an hour and a half. And then I don't know if it's the same one that I caught and threw back. I don't think it was, because the one I caught and threw back, I had just got it perfectly in the lip. But the trick was live worms on a bobber all weekend. All the stuff I was using worked okay. The power bait, the fly, these things. I caught one here, 2 there. But as soon as I got them live worms from a guy who was fishing, threw them on a little jig hook, just a regular jig hook, not a treble hook. These fish were swallowing it in seconds. It was like, bloop, got it. And they were swallowing the whole hook. I got all my hooks back because I ended up eating them. So I lost four hooks. I caught 5 fish in 1 hour. The one fish that I didn't lose a hook to, it was just in his lip, and I threw it back. But then a little while later, I see a fish floating in the reeds with its belly up. It's dead. It's still cold. It's freshly dead, but it's dead. Still got a little kick in them, but it's not moving. So I just grabbed it and threw it on my line. So I was 1 over my limit, but and we couldn't even eat that much. Echo ate 2 fish on the last night, and I ate 3 fish, kind of. 2 of them I cooked in a pan. One I roasted. The biggest one that I caught, I roasted it, and it was too much fish. Like, I was stuffed. I had too much food the whole weekend. Actually, I still have food left over. Can't run out of beer. Yeah, I packed enough beer so that I could have a little bit each night, and that was fine. But then the last day, I was like, the town's 30 minutes away. I have no cigarettes too. I was trying to smoke as little cigarettes as possible, and I did. I didn't. I made a pack last the 4 days, but then the last day when I ran out, um, I was like, I'm gonna go get some cigarettes and beer. So I kind of cheated the last day, but I say it all in the videos and stuff. I'm like, I did 2 days hardcore. I brought too much weight. I figured out what I needed to learn, but I almost went home, but I didn't. I stayed out there, so it was great. It was a great trip. But here's the last video. Here's my redemption, guys, and then we'll talk about Solomon. Looking a little wild.
That I just cooked for Echo. Their heads. See that eye? I'm gonna suck that eye out of a cooked one. Okay, ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
I almost swallowed it, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna chew it. I chewed it.
It's actually not that bad.
Let's go.
Shoot, I'll eat another one.
Shoot. Let me get another one. Let me get seconds on that mug.
When they're cooked, they're not that bad. Little weird. Eat it. That's for you. Look.
Hold on, did that? You the ball up here. Fish be hungry. I think it's just what was I talking about?
Off the shish kebab, you know? I don't have any foil, but Echo's enjoying his.
Echo got 2 whole fish. He's just chilling.
What do you think of that?
Yo, he would seem all bent out of shape all day with all the walking, the high altitude. He's an old dog. We're on rocks, you know. He's used to just living a comfy, chill life. And he'd be all upset all day. But then at night, I give him a big old fat chunk of steak, or I give him some trout, you know, the back half of the trout, or pieces from the trout. Yo, then he'd be happy. He'd be like, yo, I like it out here. This is fun. This is fun. I think he was figuring out too that I had to fish for him to get fish. Because at first he didn't want to chill while I was fishing. But by the end, he would just he would just lay down right next to me the whole time I was fishing, like, oh yeah, this equals dinner for me. You wild. God meets men when they climb up the mountains. God meets women where we are because we get babies crawling all over us in the kitchen. Yep, facts. I agree with that.
I took all the fins and the heads off, so hopefully he doesn't get a bunch of bones. Took the fins off. But yeah, he's liking that. He's digging that.
Yeah, I bet dragonfly larva would
some
work.
going over here. I gotta put the soup on and flip these over. Alright, he's not.
All right.
You can't jump that, Echo.
But that's all I got. That's all the sneak peek I got for you guys tonight. I've got hundreds, literally hundreds of videos and hundreds of pictures. I could show you some pictures of videos and stuff for this trip. It's gonna keep me busy for like 2 or 3 months making these videos and doing this live show every week. So, and doing gaming streams in between. But it should help the channel out. So, I'm glad it got to do what you got to do. But it was not like a fun rest trip. It was fun. It was amazing. It was great. It was refreshing, cleared my mind and all that stuff. But it was also like work. Like I got to record all these videos. I want to find good locations for it. I'm trying to record everything, but I also got to collect firewood. I've got to start a fire. I've got to get all this stuff. I got to go get the food out of the tree because the food is tied 20 foot up into a tree. Also, let me show you guys. This is the food bag. And I still got a lot of food left, so I brought too much food. That's for sure. But everything is smashed. Everything. This is powdered veggies. The beanie weenie can, I never even ended up needing. I didn't even needy the beanie weenies. You know, we still got beanie weenies left in this bag. That's extra weight that I took that I didn't need. But unfortunately for the s'mores, I don't know if you can see this bag, but Yo, when you're trying to throw your food into a tree 20 foot up and you have a heavy bag on the first night of camp, you might miss a couple times. And your s'mores and your saltines, everything just kind of becomes one coagulated mess. All the bags split and break open. So there's in this bag, in the bottom of this bag, there's a nice hodgepodge of trail of trail mix, seasoning from Rice-A-Roni, some rice, some chocolate from Hershey's bars because I brought s'mores ingredients. I only ended up eating like 3 s'mores, but I brought enough for like 6 s'mores. Little comfort food, but I didn't need to bring. I brought way too much food that I didn't need, and I only brought this bag. This bag stuffed full is all the food that I bought. Now it was all the way stuffed full. It was all the way stuffed full. But and this bag's made of hemp, by the way. And it says Utah can. Uh shit, now I got crumbs all over me. This is the seasoning bag. This is salt and pepper and some steak seasoning. I brought a steak for the first night. Did you take any Twinkies or ding dongs? Got to eat them up first. I did not. My sweets were s'mores, and then I had some trail mix that had some sweet stuff. What's up, Robloxing YouTuber F? Agreed 100. Hoist them up with your dreads, kind of like Rapunzel. No, I tie them on paracord like 30 feet. Like you need like 30 feet of paracord because you want to get it 20 feet up or 15 feet up. You find a branch that's about 15 to 20 feet up, tie it on the string, you launch it up there. I held the string in my teeth, and before it gets tight, I grab it. And we did some. Well, I can't talk about that, but did a lot of fun target shooting. Target shooting with the pellet gun. With the pellet gun. It's too coldy to be in your birthday suit, but a spear is indeed as much. Well planned camping. Agree. Any bears or wolves up there? There. I didn't see any. There are bears up there. There's black bear up there. I saw a deer, and I saw a bunch of ground squirrels that were too small to eat. I could have spent all day hunting this little squirrel this big, killed one, and I would have got one bite of it. Talk about it. Talk about what? Hot Cheetos be flaring up my heartburn. Yep. I got pictures too. Hold on. Let me work through these folders. Or Bibby, you quit that garlic yet? Or Bibby's on that garlic? Uh-oh. Yeah, here's some pictures. I'll just go through. I have tons of pictures. And a lot. I don't know how to use the Canon. I have a nice camera, but I don't use it that much because I don't know how to. So a lot of these pictures I have to just throw out because they're blurry. But this is the little meadow where I saw the deer. It's just a hole in the ground. See, that's blurry, but just show you guys some quick pictures. Am I going too fast? Should I slow down? Throw the line over in a bundle first, then you can hoist your food up rather than throwing the bag of food. That's pretty smart, stubborn one. That's pretty smart. Or I guess you could wrap it around a stick and throw a stick over. It's pretty up there. No underbrush like in the south. And are you gonna make a video of that weekend? Show for Axe. I'm gonna make like 10 videos. Make lots of videos. That's a good one. Through the trees. What's up, Show for Axe? Does this look like Argentina? This is in the high Uintas. So this is Mirror Lake. This is probably, I think the peak of this mountain right here is 11,000 something. And I think where we're at, it's like 10,800 feet. Thank you, Lord Bibby. God's country right there. Yep. Rocky Mountain goats. I didn't see any goats, but apparently there's bears up there, owls. The wildlife hides. It's crazy. The wildlife hides from cameras and it hides from guns. That's why I really appreciate hunters and wildlife photographers. I love that. Like National Geographic, not the articles. I don't really care about the articles much, but the photography, wildlife photography is amazing. It's I really love seeing animals Makes my ears pop just thinking about it. Yep. I want to see if I got any of the other areas. Sorry, I'm going quick through this, guys, but we got lots of pictures. I like guns. They're cool. Broski Bear, me too. Me too, but I'm not you know, I'm not at liberty to I don't have that right anymore. So, you know, I've never shot a gun. Cross my heart, hope to die. I said that like Bill Clinton. Been seeing lots of deer in town. I want to go fishing up there. Yeah, the fishing's amazing. All the lakes are stocked with trout. There's rainbow trout, brook trout, brown trout, tiger trout, spotted trout. A lot of these trouts that I'm saying are the same types. They're just called different things. I'm gonna head out. Really, only came by to say hi. No problem, Roboxing YouTuber. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good night. I like that picture. Uh, I'm going fast because so this place had like a parking lot and everything, and I just hiked around the trail and then I cut up into the mountain a good bit to get away from the people, and it worked out well. I'm trying to find. This is the mushroom I ate, guys. This is called a brown jack, and apparently they're edible. The problem is, I put some in a bag, and later after being in the sun, maybe it's because they weren't fresh, but what I'm thinking is if you don't eat them if you eat them fresh, that just means the maggots haven't hatched yet. They're there, but they haven't hatched. So I did eat the bugs, guys. I did eat the bugs. And here's the thing, I'm okay with eating the bugs. They're a good source of protein. So if you get a brown jack, don't let it sit in the sun or maggots will start to crawl out of it. But if you eat it quickly, once you pull it before they hatch and cook it for a very long time, it's a good source of protein. And you might trip a little bit. If it has a little bit of purple in it, that's some psilocybin action. And let's just say I collected a whole lot of these, and then I ended up having a bag of maggots. There's a dandelion. I ate a lot of dandelion tea. I love dandelion tea. I'm a fan of dandelion and spruce tea. It's actually very good. There's some mushrooms you don't want to eat. Those are bad. You don't eat those. Those are berries. I ate one of those berries. If anybody knows what kind of berry that is, I need to look into it because they were everywhere. And I ate one, and it's very bitter. A little sweet at first, a little sweet and tart, and then bitter. And I ate one. I ate a lot of mushrooms and flowers that I found just to test it. Little piece. You can just test a little piece, and you can, if you know your body, you'll know. Okay, I feel a little weird. That's probably from that thing, you know. And told, but also at the same time, don't just be doing that. That's kind of stupid. But I'm a little crazy, guys. So, but you shouldn't just be going out in the woods. Most people, their body might not be able to handle that. You could just drop dead in the middle of the woods. Oh, here's the campsite in Echo. There's Echo. That's where we're camping. So pretty far off the trail. The trail's way down here. Oh yeah, this is cool. I hope I got a good picture of this. I don't know what I got here, but we're about to see. I'm hoping I got a good thumbnail out of this. Oh, where'd it go? Huh. I don't know where it was, but somewhere in these rocks there was a big overlook, and I went and sat on the edge and hung my feet off. And I thought I took a picture, but I don't see it. See, I went to the edge here and I sat off this and put my foot. It's probably somewhere. This is the Canon. Oh, it's on my cell phone. Okay. But hopefully I got a good thumbnail picture because I went and sat on the edge and I reached my arm out and leaned over the edge of this freaking 50-foot drop on the edge of this cliff right here. And I'm hoping it came out as a good thumbnail picture. Eat the bugs. I'll eat the bugs. Got your six. I just don't want to be forced to eat the bugs. I don't want the bugs replacing my choice, my body, my choice. If I want to eat some dang steak, I want to eat some dang steak. You can't be forcing me to eat bugs, government and Bill Gates, because you want all the meat for you. It doesn't work that way. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, that's enough of the pictures. Let's move on, guys. Let's move on. Talk about what I got to talk about. We've already been going for an hour just talking about the camping trip. That's okay. Because, we're chilling tonight. Eat das bugs. Uh, totally is too bad. City folk are loons. This is true. Um, let me. We're gonna talk. It's Men's History Month, guys. We're gonna talk about a great man. We talked about our boy Samson last time. We're gonna do a little. We're gonna do a little fun Bible thumping. Lord Spite for your next Big Mac. Nice. Hey guys, the Cash App. We also have the Cash App. The Cash App doesn't make me wait 2 months and tax it 30%. So the Cash App is $ dreaded conservative. Nice spike. It has bugs in it too. They say the Big Mac it could. They say the McDouble is like the best food. For the lowest price, you get the most calories, bugs in moderation, everything in moderation. Right. Let me figure out how to close this like that. And then I'll open this. And then we'll open this. And all right. How do I? Sorry, guys. All right. I haven't even been recording. I didn't record the whole time talking about the camping. That's okay. We're going to have plenty of content about the camping. We don't need to make clips about the camping. Trout eyes in moderation, I agree. So, guys, it's Men's History Month, the last week of Men's History Month. We talked about Samson last week. We're going to talk about Solomon this week. We're going to Bible thump with a brew. Bible thumping with a brew. Yes, I got a brew. I'm going to pop the brew. We're Bible thumping with a brew. Today, we're going to be reading out of the ESV instead of the King James just because it's more simpler language. And I'm not really going to go too deep into the thumping, but I will show you where you guys can read this yourself. It's just a fun story, whether you're Christian or atheist or agnostic, or you worship Thor the Thunder God or rocks or, I don't know, vibrational energies, whatever. It doesn't matter because today we're going to read a story, a little parable, a little story from this here bibliothèque. So open your Bibles to 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel. Samson. 2 Samuel 12:24 is Solomon's birth. And I'm not even going to read it. I'm just going to tell you it's Solomon's birth. So let me show you here. I got little pics, little picky pics. Howdy, y'all. Solomon Bible thumping. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We're about to get to it. So it's 2 Samuel 12:24. Then David comforted his wife Bathsheba and went in to her and lay with her, and she bore a son, and he called his name Solomon. And the Lord loved him and sent a message by Nathan the prophet. So he called the name Jedediah because of the Lord. Anyway, Solomon is born. Now, it gets a little more interesting. Solomon's parents are David and Bathsheba. David is a king. David is a great king. David's killed Goliath. David was a boss, one of the kings of Israel. We got old looking Solomon here. But let's see. First Kings 128 through 52. Solomon becomes king after David. I don't think I'm going to read all of that, but I'll read some of it. Solomon was anointed king. In verse 30, as I swore to you by the Lord God of Israel, saying, Solomon, your son shall reign after me, and he shall sit on my throne in my place. Even so will I do this day. Then Bathsheba bowed with her face to the ground and paid homage to the king and said, may my Lord King David live forever. I'm not used to the ESV writing, but anyway, Solomon is anointed king. Solomon is anointed king. And then, what do I got here? In verses 48 or 49, Adonijah feared Solomon. Let King Solomon swear to me first. Oh, this is when Adonijah tested Solomon. She feared him. No. Sorry, guys. I told you I'm tired. I'm not on point. I read this stuff while I was out there, and I remember it, but we're just vibing. Anyway, Solomon becomes king after David. Adonijah is one of the people that works for David. And Adonijah comes up and says, Solomon, please don't chop my head off. Please don't chop my head off. Let me read it. Let King Solomon swear to me first that he will not put his servant to death with the sword. And Solomon said, if he will show himself a worthy man, not one of his hairs shall fall to the earth. But if wickedness is found in him, he shall die. So Solomon was, he was a little beastly with it. Okay, and that's First Kings chapter 1. Chapter 2 goes on. Chapter 3 is where Solomon prays for wisdom. What do we got here? Oh, this isn't the right picture yet. This picture's early. We're early with the picture, guys. We're early with the picture. So in in First Kings 3, Solomon prays for wisdom. So chapter 2, Solomon loved the Lord, walking in statutes of David the father only. He sacrificed and made offerings at high places. At Gideon, the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night, and God said, ask what I shall give you. And Solomon said, you have shown great and steadfast love to your servant David, my father, because he walked before you in faithfulness and righteousness and in uprightness of heart toward you. And you have kept for him this great and steadfast love, and have given him a son to sit on his throne this day. And now, O my Lord God, you have made your servant king in place of David my father. Although I am but a little child, I do not know how to go out or come in. And your servant is in the midst of your people whom you have chosen, a great people, too many to be numbered or counted for the multitude. This is after David did the census. David did the census and he counted all the people, and he was just like, he felt like it was a sin, um, because of what he did while he was counting all these people with Bathsheba and all that. Seesaw boy or girl. Stubborn one. David supplied the money and supplies for Solomon to build the temple. Yep, I recently smoked a foundation tabernacle David cigar, Goliath as well. Oh, the jail going up. What up, Lord A Sizzle? What up, Sizzle? All right. Uh yeah, so Solomon's wisdom. Where is it where he makes his prayer for wisdom? Yeah, he just did it. It pleased the Lord that's okay. At Gideon, where was I just at? Sorry guys, I'm so tired. I'm tired. Chosen people, many numbered, counted. Okay, give your servant, therefore, an understanding mind to govern your people, that I may discern between good and evil. For who is able to govern this your great people? It pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked this. And God said to him, because you have asked this, and have not asked for yourself long life or riches or the life of your enemies, but you have asked for yourself understanding to discern what is right. Behold, I now do according to your word. Behold, I give you a wise and discerning mind, so that none like you has been before, and none like you shall rise after you. I give you also what you have not asked, both riches and honor, so that no other king shall compare with you all your days. And if you will walk in my ways, keeping my statutes and my commandments as your father David walked, then I will lengthen your days. All right, so Solomon prays to God for wisdom. God gives him wisdom. And God says, you know what? Josh going to listen to some good old head massage and ASMR tonight. Somebody time me out. No, you ain't going to get timed out. I can't hear it. It's pouring down rain. Where is it? Is it raining at your house? It's not raining here. But anyway, so Solomon asked for wisdom. So the first test comes. This picture is a picture of the first test comes that shows Solomon's wisdom. So basically, there's two women, and the one they both have children. The one girl comes to the lady's house and spends the night with her child, and the lady who owns the house, has a child. And while they're sleeping, the woman rolls over and lays on her child and kills it, the guest. And the guest says, the guest in the middle of the night switches the dead baby. This is going to get kind of freaky, guys. This is how we Bible thump around here. She takes the dead baby and she switches it with the live baby. And in the morning, the mom wakes up and sees the live baby, and she's like, this ain't my baby. This ain't my baby. Yo, this is your baby, and it's dead. This dead baby is not my baby. This is your dead baby. And the other lady's like, nah, that's your dead baby. My baby's alive. And they're like, well, let's go talk to King Solomon about this. That's what the one lady said. So they took it to King Solomon, and King Solomon said, give me a sword. And they handed him a sword. And what did he say? Then the king said to the one, this is my son that is alive, and your son is dead. No, but your son is dead, and my son is alive. And the king said, bring me a sword. So a sword was brought before the king. And the king said, divide the living child in two, and give half to the one and half to the other. Then the woman whose son was alive said to the king, because her heart yearned for her son, "Oh, my lord, give her the living child, and by no means put him to death." But the other said, "He shall be neither mine nor yours. Divide him." Then the king answered and said, "Give the living child to the first woman, and by no means put him to death. She is his mother." And all Israel heard the judgment that the king had rendered, and they stood in awe of the king because they perceived the wisdom of God was in him to do justice. Yo, Solomon dang clever. And he's rich. And he's rich. I know how this ends. Do you know how this ends, Robbie? I know how this ends as well. this is it's kind of a constant theme. this is why we're a patriarchy, gentlemen. I'm sorry, ladies. You're amazing. You're amazing. You're amazing. You came from our body. You came from our body. Good Lord. So Solomon's empire, the territory of Israel before David became king, is this stuff in the dark red here. Here's a fun conspiracy theory, guys. All the rainforests are man-made. Have you ever heard that? All of the rainforests in the Middle East, in the Egyptian area, in the Nile, and all these areas, they're all man-made. You know why? Because people gravitate to where water is. So people planted and farmed along this Nile Valley, and they planted all the greenery. That's why if you look at a topographical map, you're going to see a lot of green in this area, and you're going to see rainforests and things like that. But they're really man-made. Man made those rainforests be there by cultivating that land. Fun fact. Not really a fact, it's a conspiracy theory, but it's still fun to talk about. Hit the Cash App, y'all. Show some love. We enjoy these shows JS puts together. Thank you, Lord Spike Protein. So the orange is the area conquered by David and inherited by Solomon, and the yellow is area under strong economic influence of Solomon. And this is the this is the heart of the world. This is the Fertile Crescent right here in between the Tigris and the Euphrates River, Mesopotamia, as it's called. This is the Fertile Crescent. This is Adam and Eve. This is this is the heart of the world. Mommy Africa / Asia / Middle East. Yes, hit the Cash App, guys. Hit the Cash App, please. Well, I'm not gonna actually. Well, I already said it, but yeah, I'm not trying to beg y'all. Don't not please hit the Cash App. No, but if you guys want to, it's cool. I'm getting alerts on my phone. Maybe you have. It's supposed to be on silent, but Solomon's wealth and wisdom. This is Kings 4. So 3 is chapter 3. 1 Kings chapter 3 is Solomon's wish. 1 Kings chapter 4 is examples of Solomon's wisdom and his kingdom and his riches. He builds a castle. 5 through 8, Solomon builds his temple, his castle, and brings the ark into his temple. I have an admonition or an admonishment from previously. I said Solomon's hanging gardens. They're actually they're called Nebuchadnezzar's hanging gardens. They're one of the 7 wonders of the world, the 7 early wonders of the world. But the hanging gardens are credited to Nebuchadnezzar. But I could argue that Solomon maybe also had a big hand in that too, because I called them Solomon's hanging gardens. But anyway, Solomon in chapter 5 through 8, he builds a temple and he builds his castle, and it gives you details on how big his castle was. The biggest castle at the time. It's the best. He's really the best castle builder of his time. Nobody's seen a castle builder like this in a long time. A lot of people try to build castles, but they don't build castles like Solomon. Solomon builds the best castles. Solomon takes the Ark of the Covenant and he puts it into his castle. He builds his temple, the great temple. Solomon's the greatest. You can't really argue with Solomon. Was that a decent Trump? I feel like that was a decent Trump. There's this is Solomon's temple. This is in some museum in Jerusalem. Supposedly, this is a model of his temple. And I say supposedly, but it's just as supposedly as every history book you've ever read in your entire life about a dead guy. It's just what we got, the information we got. So, okay, TLC, angels are coming from Africa right now. From Africa, angels. All right, let's keep going. Solomon builds his castle, bro. He builds a temple. He builds his castle. He's building all this stuff. People were saying in chat that he got his money from his daddy. I don't think I agree with that. Well, maybe he got maybe he got a little money from daddy, but I think Solomon, the only reason, David was rich. David was a king. The only reason David saw to give Solomon was the money was because he saw that Solomon was ready. And Solomon tripled that money up, quadrupled that money up, stacking cash. Solomon was a beast. Solomon, I've always heard, was credited as the wisest and the richest man in all the world. And if you go off biblical, information and history than he was. The OG Trump Solomon. And actually, if you Google, there's actually whole videos made comparing Trump to Solomon. And we're gonna see, we're gonna see a little more here. All right, and then we got so he brings the Ark of the Covenant into his temple. He builds his castle. In chapter 10, Queen Sheba comes along and challenges him. She says, nah, he ain't as rich as he's saying he is. He ain't this great guy. He's not wise. He's a liar. This is all BS. She goes there. She checks him out in chapter 10, and she's like, yo, Solomon, that boy, Solomon got it on lock. I don't know why I questioned you. I'm sorry, Solomon. I should not have questioned you. He had great wealth. He had a fleet of ships, tarnished the sheet with a fleet of ships. He had peacocks. He had ivory throne and overlaid with the finest of gold and armrests. He got 12 lions, drinking vessels of gold. Yo, and I'm not throwing any. This is all stuff that I'm just skimming through, just reading, guys. He explored the well, she explored the merchants. She ended up giving him gold. I don't, what's that? I don't really understand. It's like she came and challenged him, right? I'm having wild caught salmon for salad dinner. Nice. That's what's up. Trump on both sides. Trump on both sides of Mount Rushmore. Salmon, Solomon. Well, I didn't catch salmon. I caught trout. But anyway, he got dang peacocks in this piece. He gathered together chariots and horsemen. He had 1,400 chariots and 12,000 horsemen who he stationed at the chariot cities. Yo, this guy was balling back then, okay? Solomon wasn't no joke. And Queen Sheba saw it, and she's like, yo, I'm going to give you some more money. Maybe it was like an investment in Solomon. She's like Hillary Clinton. She was trying to come and turn him. She's like, Hillary Clinton came along, this figurehead of the female matriarchy, and she came along to Solomon. She's like, I don't think you're that hot stuff, Solly. And he's like, check this out, chariots, let's go. And she's like, dang, let me get involved in this. Let me get a little piece, Solomon. Here, I'm gonna give you a gift. You know, what's up, El Duro? Hola, buenos dias, buenos dias. Nice, but unfortunately, Solomon had a weakness, guys. We got to come to the moral of the story. What's the moral of the story? Well, the moral of the story is in chapter 11, Solomon turns from the Lord. Why did Solomon turn from the Lord? And maybe it had to start with Queen Sheba. Maybe Queen Sheba had a thing to do with it. I got to take a sip, guys. So immediately after old Queenie Queen comes along, interrogating, asking questions, Solomon gets and gives him some money and gets involved in that piece of the pie, the little Hillary Clinton action. Dang old Solomon starts to slip. Solomon's slipping in chapter 11. Now, King Solomon loved many foreign women. Let me read this again, guys. Let me read this again, guys. Yo, YouTube, you're gonna ban the Bible for being misogynist? Suck a dick. I'm sorry, guys. That was very inappropriate. That was to YouTube. That was not to the Bible or the God. The God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. We get a little explicit from time to time. I gotta turn that air conditioner on because it's hot in here. First Kings chapter 11, verse 1. Now King Solomon loved many foreign women, along with the daughter of Pharaoh, Moabite, Ammonite, Edomite, Sidonian, the Hittite. And he loving them Hittites, them Hittites. What the LOL? Uncalled for. Yeah, I'm sorry. Loosey goosey for sure. Sorry, guys. Hey, this is the night show. I never said this was made for children. All right, women from the nations concerning which the Lord had said to the people of Israel, you should now enter into marriage with them, neither shall they with you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clung to these in love. He had 700 wives who were princesses and 300 concubines. Concubines. I said concubines. We talking foreign women? Nice. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I dropped one D word. Come on now. Okay, I'm back. What did I miss? Well, you missed us talking about how Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. For when Solomon was old, his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was wholly true to the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of Sidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Amorites. So Solomon did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, and did not wholly follow the Lord, as David his father had done. Then Solomon built a high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, and for Molech, the abomination of the Amorites, on the mountain east of Jerusalem. And so he did for all his foreign wives, who made offerings and sacrificed to their gods. So Solomon was David's son, King David's son, and he built the biggest altars. This guy would go up and build these huge altars to God, and he was blessed by God. And then he he started slipping. He started slipping and falling for all these foreign women. Hey, nothing like them foreign women, right, Solomon? Right. Until um, the Lord turns you not in his favor, and he begins to raise adversaries against you. The Lord raises adversaries, and the Lord was angry with Solomon because his heart had turned away from the Lord, the God of Israel, who had appeared to him twice and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods. But he did not keep what the Lord commanded. Now, it wasn't that the moral of the story, guys, is not that Samson went after Ashtoreth. It wasn't that Samson went after Milcom. It wasn't for Samson went after Molech. It wasn't because Samson went after Chemosh. Samson wasn't really after those gods. Samson wasn't searching for those gods. Why did Samson make the altars to those gods instead of his God? Samson didn't care about none of those gods. You know what Samson was doing? Samson was lying. Samson was lying. I'm sorry, guys. I'm saying Samson. It's because they're the same person, basically, but one's strong and one's wise. Um, Solomon, I'm sorry. How long have I been saying Samson? I'm sorry. Solomon didn't want to have an echo chamber. He wanted to have a broad array. Yes, the floozies will get you every time. Yes. What was up with Solomon and the pair of brass frogs in his tomb? I don't know about that, broski bear. I'll have to look into it. Lord Spike Brody, gotta watch them thirsty hussies. Samson or Solomon? I'm sorry, Seesaw, I was messing up. I was slipping up. Um, yes, Solomon wasn't building these altars because he was into these gods. He was building the altars to get that no. Children, plug your ears. Well, I already said it. We said it in a nice children friendly way. Whoa, okay, that sounds bad. All right, guys, we're loosey goosey, guys. I'm not all there right now. I'm like fried, sun fried. Look how red I am. Look how sunburned I am. I'm sun fried. I've been eating maggots and mushrooms and fish eyes for the past 4 days, and I've been in a very high altitude. I've got high altitude poisoning, but someone Josh told YouTube to perform fellatio on themselves. Yes, that's what I said. He's tired. Give him a break. He'll suck the brass frog eyes out of the frogs. Yes. Do I have any other pictures of Solomon? So he had all these women. He was building the altars for the women. He was lying to these ladies. It was like Pimp My Ride, but with altars. He was like, yo, I'm going to turn your little altar into a fantastic altar. And you're coming home with me tonight. You're going to be added to the, what's it called? To the harem. You're going to be added to my harem. You're just going to be another face in the crowd. And he was just building altars left and right to every god. And God was like, yo, that's not what I told you to do, buddy. Now, the weird thing is, he was still wise. He was the wisest man, right? But he still did this. So, what does that mean? Does that mean wisdom doesn't equal like perfection? You can still screw up, but here's Solomon. This is really bad picture, but really bad fidelity. Never send your children to the fire, sacrifice to Moloch. Just another face in the crowd. Altar to get the cess. Exactly, Lord Comby. That's what I'm saying. That's the point. He was building these women altars to get the cess, and God said, "You've chased other gods besides me." Now, my my thing there is my little input is he's not talking about Molech and Ashtaroth and all these other gods that don't exist because God knows they don't exist. He's talking about that God. He's talking about that G. He's talking about that God, that one God, that lowercase G, but it looks like a big case G to most guys. He's talking about that God. That's who Solomon went to. That's who Samson went to. That's who Adam went to. The only man who didn't fall for the games was our boy Jesus. And maybe some of his disciples. They probably slipped up a little bit. But our boy Jesus, he was the only one. He was the only one. So here's Samson in a very bad fidelity JPEG that I blew up much bigger than it should be. Solomon getting it in. Yo, 700 wives and 300 concubines. This guy got 1,000 on deck at any moment, broski bear. 1,000 on deck. Look, he's chilling on his throne made of ivory and gold. He's got 1,000 on deck saying, "Come to Papa." Remember that altar I built you, baby? Hey, and Samson fell. The Lord raised adversaries. The Lord raised adversaries against him. Uh, his heart turned away from the. I already read that. Therefore, the Lord said to Solomon, since this has been your practice, and you have not kept my covenant and my statutes that I have commanded you, I will surely tear your kingdom from you and will give it to your servant. Give it to your servant. To the victor, go the spoils. Shout out Jesus, ROG. Nice. Jesus never slipping. Right. You guys know what's up. Solomon slipped up. David slipped up. Samson slipped up. Adam slipped up. Adam slipped up bad. Yo, he got kicked out of the garden because he was trying to get that fruit. You know what I'm talking about. Adam wanted that fruit. He got thrown out the garden. You try grabbing the wrong fruit, you might get thrown out the garden. So, spot on, Seesaw the guest. Jesus has a heart after God's own heart. Most of the moments of my life that gave me opportunities to grow were when someone or something told me no. Imagine how much growth people with power miss out on. They always hear yes. Yeah, yep, 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 yep. And oh man, I had another point that I wanted to make. But another point is that so they say absolute power corrupts absolutely. But then also it says the money is the root of all evil. I don't know if money is the root of all evil because I think money could amplify good people to do good things and bad people to do bad things. Like money is just that's like Nick Fuentes says, if you want to better yourself, other than like working out, eating better, um, finding God, all these things. One thing you could do to better yourself is make more money. Start making more money. Do whatever it takes to make more money. And the love of money is the root of all evil. Facts that gets. Okay, yes, I agree that. I agree with that. We shouldn't love money, we should love God. And what God shows us is that if you love him before all else, he'll give you riches. And then as soon as you slip away and you start looking for a love in all the wrong places, he'll take those worldly things away from you real fast. You cannot serve two masters. You will love one and hate the other. The love of money is not money itself. Facts. All right. See, look at these ladies coming in, saving your boy. Look at this. The Gets and Seesaw are on it. They're on it. They're correcting me, and I appreciate it. Nice. Hustle if it's there. Survive. Uh, but yeah, so that's the story of Solomon, guys. That's the story of Solomon. There's probably more, but that's all I wanted to get into this time. Um, let me see. I guess now we'll just go into news. I got some news. Only room for one master. Seesaw knows her scripture. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. But let me go turn my air conditioner on. Actually, I want to. We've done all that. I got the news here somewhere. We'll talk about this news once I go turn my air conditioner on. I'll be right back. it's getting hot. I forgot I had tea. It was too hot. I made a dandelion and spruce tea, and I love it. Like, I'll pick dandelions now and spruce just in the neighborhood and eat that or drink it. It's very good. Smash the like button, y'all. Yes, sir, Lord Colin B. All right. But do I have any cool songs to play? Nah. Uh, I guess we're just gonna go straight into this news. You know, we've already gone an hour and a half. Let me read chats a little bit. Hating because you can't find Genesis in the Bible, homie. My 3 and 4-year-old have memory verses at school, and it's encouraging to me to continue to speak scripture and memorize them. What a blessing it is to have several in my memory. Yeah, that's same with me. The gets. I went to Christian school, and from second, third, fourth, and fifth. Yeah, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Yeah, and we had to do chorus once a week, where we go and sing the church songs, and then we'd have to do we have Bible class every morning, and then we'd have memory verses to memorize every week, and you had to say them by the end of the week. And dude, those schools teach kids so much more advanced than public schools, because when I went from 5th grade to 6th grade from Christian school to public school, it was private school, but it was a Christian school. Like, they were learning stuff that I learned in 2nd grade. And that's when I started, smoking weed and getting bored and distracted, because I was like way ahead of these kids. We weren't even allowed to write print in the private school. We weren't allowed to write print. We had to write everything in cursive. So when I get into 6th grade at public school, I'm writing all my papers in cursive, and people are looking at me like I'm a weirdo. They're like, why is this guy writing everything in cursive? Why is this guy not paying attention in class, but he knows all the answers to all the questions? Because I already learned this crap 3 years ago, and it's amazing. It's very. If anybody tells you they don't think there's much of a difference, there is a difference. We had to memorize. By the time I was in 5th grade, our memory verses every week were chapters. So I memorized, at some point, I had memorized the entire book of Genesis. Now, like, no, maybe it wasn't the book. Maybe it was like the first couple chapters. I don't want to over exaggerate it, because it's been a long time. But lots of we would do little by little by little by little, and then we'd have to put it together at the end of the month. And then we do, 5 verses, 5 verses, 5 verses. At the end of the month, you got to put it all together. And then at the end of the year, you've got to put it all together, and you've memorized a whole book of the Bible. Cool experience. Same thing, Josh. Yeah. But I know it costs money, guys, so I know. The world is not set up for that. The world is not set up for. It should be. It should be set up to where if two parents are, if they're gonna have the two-parent system, then two parents should be able to afford a house and private school for their kids. If they can't homeschool, ideally, we'd be able to survive and have a house off of one income, and the man could go work, and the woman could raise the children. But that's a little too based for most of the world to figure out that that's how things are supposed to be. And the more you deviate from that, the more crazy the world gets, the hotter it gets. Well, let's get into this news. My favorite Bible is my Peshitta. It is translated from the original Aramaic text directly to Spanish. It's awesome. Bam Nolia, my son went to private school from K through 4th grade. Then he went to public school. He was so much ahead of the kids in his class. Yeah, me too. And then it kind of made me into like a dunce, because I was like, this is dumb. Such a cute mug, my Dragon Ball mug. Thank you. All right, so first thing, main story this week, main news story. Student Biden is giving dang old. Why can't I open these? What the? I've been opening them all week. They've been too easy to open. It's been a problem, and now I can't even open them. Dang old veggie chips. I don't even want veggie chips. I want beer. Tyrone was cracking. Where there's Tyrone? Dog the bounty hunter is greater than Scooby Doo. Tyrone, what you doing, man? It hurts me to unmod. Tyrone and Raymond 11 are the two that I kind of wasn't sure about. Tyrone and Raymond 11 are on the fence of whether they should still be mods because here's the thing. Raymond 11 is always quick with it on getting the porn bots off, and I appreciate that. And then Tyrone is here for like all my shows. And Tyrone's always here in the MMA shows, the gaming shows, the everything. And I like Tyrone. Tyrone's cool. I've talked to him face to face on Facebook at least. That's better than with a lot of people. And here come I mentioned them, and here they come. That's gotta be, somebody's gotta be doing that. How does that just happen as soon as I say it? No harm, no foul, JS Urban. But here's the problem. The problem is I know you and Raymond got lots of alts, and I don't have a problem with that. I think it's funny. I think it's fun when you come, and it helps the channel. And even though YouTube can pick up on that, YouTube knows the difference between a unique account and an alt account. Don't Unless you got a VPN and you're doing it real official, and you got a VPN and you're changing to a different IP address for every different user account and thing. But if you're not, YouTube knows that it's all coming from the same person, so it really doesn't help that much. But it is fun, and I like it in the chats. It's funny, but it makes it hard to mod you guys because I don't know who's who sometimes. That's that summons. Tyrone was the one that blocked me. Is he? Well, somebody blocked Bama. Not blocked. They were hidden. A lot of people were hidden. And if it was Tyrone, then I made the right decision in unmodding him. And if it wasn't, then I just changed my name. Lord Spike Protein Evening, brother. What if Tyrone is actually Luca? What if that's a fake Tyrone account? It's actually Luca. I'm sorry. I'm going to hear about that. Anyway, let's get into the news. Biden's given $500 billion with a T. Did you guys hear what I just said? $500 billion. I've been sucking trout eyes at a fish in a lake. Meanwhile, this man's here signing deals for $500 billion to go to lazy liberal college students with purple hair who can't pay back the loans that they took out because they thought they were going to get some great job with their underwater basket weaving degree. So they took out this huge student loan, and then they went to a college. They didn't even get a degree. They ended up dropping out after 6 years because they changed their major 4 different times. They don't even know what gender they are anymore when they get out. And they can't pay back their student loans. They can't get a job. They went to beauty school, and they're working at a salon, which is actually decent money from what I've heard. And but they're mad about their student loans, so they want the student loans paid back. So your boy Biden just bought $500 billion worth of votes. That's what just happened, guys. Now, granted, anybody with half a brain knows that this is very dumb. Here, let me read some of this, and I'm going to break something down for you guys. I'm going to break socialism and communism and why it's bad. I'm going to break it down for you guys real simply, and you don't got to be a genius to figure this stuff out, guys. So let's read some of these articles first. From Forbes, big new details on Biden's student loan forgiveness plan, including when to expect relief. President Biden unveiled an unprecedented student loan forgiveness plan last week. The initiative, implemented through executive action, will provide up to $20,000 in federal student loan cancellation for up to 20 million borrowers, many of whom will receive the relief automatically. When the plan was first announced, some key details remained unclear, but the Education Department has since provided additional insights as borrowers look to apply for relief. Here's the latest. Biden's student loan forgiveness application process. Break it down. About to eat and turn in, Captain Smith. About to eat and turn in, Captain Smith. Oh, no problem, Robbie. No problem, Robbie. You can go to bed. Catch the show later. Where's all the lords now, huh? Hey, Lord Bibby's still here. Lord Colin B. Lord H. Sizzle's right there. Lord H. Sizzle right there. Yes, sir. Lord Spike Protein is still here. Yep. I'm actually gonna start calling. I might start calling you guys Bibby and calling D and Spike Protein because call no man Lord. Y'all ain't my Lord. What the? Buying up all the votes in voting machines. Yep, yep, yep. He's buying up votes by forgiving student loan debt. Vote for me. I'm gonna make college for free. Vote for me. I'll make college free. Buy. uh, Borrowers must earn less than 125,000 per year or 250. So they're encouraging you to make less money so that you can get free stuff from the government, get your education for free. Awesome, as usual. Look at all these thingies. Look at all these dang sites. A dying empire. Worship no man, yes. So you gotta be broke and under $125,000 a year. You're like, Josh, that's not broke. In Biden's economy, 125K a year, you making like 40K a year under Trump. Just saying. Uh, but it's getting better. It's getting better. They're gonna make it better right before voting time. Watch. The economy's gonna fix up a little bit. We're gonna right ourselves. We're not ever gonna be back where we were under Biden. Uh, we're not gonna ever be back where we were under Trump under Biden, but we'll get close. We'll get close before voting time. 7-1, what's going on, man? Dying Empire. I don't know why you look after me like. Okay, sorry guys. I'm not gonna read the chats if you guys are just talking amongst yourselves. Which is fine. I'm not saying it's a problem. I just looking through the chat. I don't need money, a house, a car, a job. All I need is the government. Yep. Yep. Most borrowers will have to submit an application to apply to Biden's student loan forgiveness on Friday. So this is from the WhiteHouse.gov. This is another article. That article was from I forget. Oh, that was from Forbes. This is from WhiteHouse.gov. So this is official. President official from the Biden desk. This is officially from Biden. Chat's on fire. All I need is me a shovel. What's up, Blazing Hogs? Everyone dependent on the government. Yep. President Biden believes that a post-high school education should be a ticket to a middle-class life. But for too many, the cost of borrowing for college is a lifelong burden that deprives them of the opportunity. During the campaign, he promised to provide student debt relief. Today, the Biden administration is following through on that promise and providing families breathing room as they prepare to start repaying loans after the economic crisis brought on by the pandemic. Since 1980, the total cost of both four-year brought on by the pandemic. Come on now. We know who brought it on. It wasn't the pandemic. Since 1980, the total cost of both four-year public and four-year private college has nearly tripled. Even after accounting for inflation, federal support has not kept up. Pell Grants once covered nearly 80% of the cost of four-year public college degree for students from working families, but now only covered a third. That has left many students from low and middle-income families with no choice but to borrow if they want to get a degree. According to a Department of Education analysis, the typical undergraduate student with loans now graduates with nearly 25,000 in debt. Yeah, my brother went to college. He came out with student loan debt. He paid it off really quick. My mom had student loan debt. She paid it off over years. And maybe in the old days, an education was necessary. And I know certain fields, if you're going in the STEM fields, if you're into science, technology, engineering, mathematics, or healthcare, then I encourage you, you need to go to college. But here's the problem. Here's the problem, guys. Here's where socialism, communism, the government paying for everything becomes a problem. It's very simple, okay? So if college, so they're forgiving student loan debts, right? Now in the future, people are still going to go to college and they're still going to take out student loans. Now they're going to take out student loans more frequently because they know they don't have to pay them back. But they have to make under a certain amount in order to get this privilege. So it encourages them to either lie on their taxes to the IRS or work under the table. They have to find jobs under the table where they don't get paid what they're worth, or they just lie on the papers to the government, which has just been weaponized, by the way, to the IRS, to the same IRS who's being armed, and 87,000 more agents are going to be sent out. So they're encouraging people to make less money in order to get more free college so that they can potentially make more money. Now, why does anybody go into the science, technology, engineering, or medical, mathematics, any of the STEM fields, or health, why does anybody become, specifically health? Let's talk about health specifically, the healthcare field. Why does anybody become a doctor? Why does anybody go to college for 10 years to become a brain surgeon? If they tell you that it's so that they can save lives and they want to cure cancer, maybe if they want to cure cancer, but for the most part, not all, but most. Why do you think most people go into the medical field and go to college for 10 years and pay all this money, tons of money? They take out all these huge loans that they got to pay back. Why do you think they do it? To get paid, son. Yes, they do it to get paid. So, college is expensive because if you go there for 10 years and you become a doctor, you're going to make a lot of money. Well, what happens when they decide to make college free and they want to make the medical free? They want to give everybody free medical, right? So they're decentivizing doctors and surgeons from going to college. They're incentivizing poor dummies to go to college, and Agent Smith's going up money, money, money. Yes, sir. Shovel been super sharp this summer. Yep. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. So now your college is free, and they've convinced you that you have to go to college to make it in life. You got people going to business school, the business college for business. The worst, it irritates me to no end. The worst thing is people who go to college for business. All the money you're spending on that college, just spend it on your business and learn to run the business as you go. You can get all this stuff for free. We are in the information age. Everything is free. I can watch full college courses on YouTube for totally free. I can learn everything these kids are paying all this money to learn for free if I wanted to, very easily. But here's the thing. If you want to get a job in the medical field, you need that piece of paper. Well, if you want that piece of paper is going to be free now, but you have to make under a certain amount of money. Now, if you lie on the IRS form and you make over that certain amount of money, they're going to come to your door and put you in a gulag, or they're going to kill you. But so you're not going to lie on the form. You're just going to make less money. And that's okay because they want everybody to make less money. That's why they're destroying the dollar. So you make less money, you get your college education for free, and you're going to be a doctor. But guess what? All of the medical stuff is free, right? So the doctors aren't getting paid as much because there's no money coming in for this, right? This is an expense. This is not a profit business, for profit, right? So now the surgeons who got their free education, the brain surgeons who got their free education from a free college are the equivalent of a GED. Basically, my GED is now your college degree because shoot, if it's free, I'll do it. I'll do it in my spare time, right? And but the problem is no hardworking, intelligent, strong people are going to want to be a doctor anymore because the doctors don't get paid anything. No smart, hardworking person, driven person is going to want to be a brain surgeon. No driven person is going to want to be a college professor. So you're going to get it's idiocracy. You're slowly going to get dumber and dumber people running the colleges. College should be for the upper echelon of the brains of the community. You know, the Solomons. The Solomons go to college. The Samsons go build stuff. And if you're somewhere in the middle, then maybe you can do both. But not everybody should have to go to a college and then they get in debt. And then the government says, oh, we're going to take care of that debt for you. But you got to be poor first. So let's make sure you're poor. Let's hurt the dollar. Let's make sure that you're struggling. And now you can go to college for free to become a brain surgeon. You think you're going to get rich, but we're going to make medical free. And now you're not going to make any money as a brain surgeon. And now you got the dumbest people running the world. This is how it progresses, guys. So Biden's giving more money. Half a trillion with a T. Can you even fathom? Nobody can. This is like made up fictional amounts of money, right? Nobody can even fathom $500 billion. It's literally They've destroyed the dollar so effectively that they can just come out and tell you, we're going to spend $500 billion imaginary dollars and just erase all this debt. Oh, and don't worry, guys, we'll print some more money. It's all right. We got some more money to print. What in the world is going on, guys? The camp's going up. Yep. Yep. So, and all they're talking about on whitehouse.gov is the cost of college has skyrocketed, but federal support has not kept pace. Oh my God, whatever. If you want to go to college and you want to have one of these high paying jobs, you need to go to college for something that you need to go to college for. Nobody needs to go to college for art. Listen, if you need to go to college to learn to be an artist, you're not an artist. It's like, stop it. Did I miss the fisheye video? You did, Tyrone. You missed it. Here, just for you, Tyrone.
All right, guys, I got the trouts that I just cooked for Echo. Their heads. See that eye? I'm gonna suck that eye out of a cooked one. Okay, ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
What's up, Willie pal?
I chewed it. It's actually not that bad.
So nice, you'll play it twice. Yep.
Hollow eye.
The
Shoot,
first one is funnier. I tried it
Want another one?
on a not totally cooked fish, and it didn't come out, and I freaked out. Like, it was the first day, and it grossed me out. I almost
When they're
threw
cooked,
up.
they're not that bad. Little weird.
In that clip, I'm on day 4, and I'm just munching them. Oh, God. So what else? Wall Street Journal, Biden's $500 billion student loan forgiveness coup. His student loan write-off is an abuse of power that favors college grads at the expense of plumbers and FedEx drivers. Yeah, dude. This is so ridiculous. Well, he did it, waving his baronial Wall Street Journal baronial wand. President Biden on Wednesday canceled student debt for some 40 million borrowers on no authority but his own. I don't think he has any authority. You guys see that clip where he started answering questions. He's like, I can't do that. I acted like I have power. I can't do that, or something like that. What's up, Willie Powell? Willie Powell up in his mug. Greetings. Should have kissed that fishy. I kissed some when I caught him. This is the easiest, the worst domestic decision of his presidency and makes chumps of Congress and every American who repaid loans or didn't go to college. Yeah, well, now that we got armed IRS, I can't go too deep into it, but this doesn't really bother me too much. Because, A, I'm broke. So they ain't looking at me for taxes unless I start making money on YouTube popping off. Then the IRS might be looking at you, boy. But as it is, I'm good. But I don't really. Let's just say I don't pay money to things I don't support. So as far as taxes go, they take 8% at the gas station. I pay that. But otherwise, I ain't giving Biden no red cent. Render unto Caesar, but only if Caesar is just. Bernie Sanders. Yeah, Biden trying to taking notes from Bernie. That's why there were so many Bernie bros. They wanted free college. These kids are idiots. People can't get it through their head that minimum wage, free college, free Medicare is not a good thing for a civilization. It hurts the civilization. It hurts everybody. So, like, people just can't get it. They like, the government's got to help everybody. Well, the government can't help everybody. The way the government helps everybody is by pretending they're helping you, by giving everybody equally shit. Everybody gets an equal pile of shit, a steaming hot pile. Everyone gets it equally. And that's how the government makes equality. The whole cabinet should be in Supermax. There are many minerals in that dirt by the water. Yeah, I got one of those life straws. I'm gonna do a product review of the life straw, and that thing was a lifesaver. It was actually a Sawyer for when I was camping. So I could just lay down by the lake and sip out of the lake with this straw. And it was pretty cool. Hold on, let me read. It's not going to let me read this. The president who never said bidding again, executives law government will cancel 10,000 for borrowers making less than 125,000 a year, 25,000 receive Pell grants. Ridiculous. So I just got a lot of articles on this because this is like the big story that I was catching up on. You could get taxed on forgiven student loans if you live in one of these 13 states. So and they're taxing the loan forgiveness money. I bet they're blue states. I bet they're blue states. I haven't read this yet. After months of delay, announced that he would cancel blah 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 blah. Single filer, student loan revision, public years to come. I want to see what it says. 13 states. Unless you live in one of these 13 states. Typically, forgiven debt. Chuck Schumer is maneuvering with the American Rescue Plan. Student debt got to carve out. Here's a breakdown of the 13 states. Arkansas and how much income tax on loan forgiveness may cost. So they get their loan forgiveness. Arkansas is going to tax them $550. Hawaii $1,100. Of course, Hawaii's high. Hawaii's blue as it all get out. Idaho $600. Kentucky, Massachusetts, Mississippi, New York, West Virginia, Wisconsin. New York's blue. Minnesota's blue. Massachusetts blue. Kentucky, I'm not so sure. Idaho's red, I think. Pennsylvania's probably blue. South Carolina used to be red. I think it's blue now. A bunch of crazy people out there now. Virginia and West Virginia, I think, are red. But yeah, interesting. So they're taxing that for getting student loan money. Crony capitalism. Yep. The dollar's so bad now, even worse. I bought all the Jif and Skippy. Don't be mad that I'm getting mine. I got a meme with Jif in it later. Dang, I gotta go faster. Let's go faster. Let's get through this stuff. A Missouri school district reinstated spanking if parents give their okay. I heard JLP talking about this morning. I was like, that's a funny story. But he was at first when I heard it, I thought, yes, let's bring back corporal punishment. These kids need to be beaten within an inch of their lives. Spare the rod, spoil the child, right? And look, that's what this sign says. What would Jesus do? Spare the rod, spoil the child. 2 Samuel 7:14. Spare the rod, spoil the child. There's other many verses throughout the Bible. You know, it says you don't beat your kid until they die, but you know, you need to put a little beating on them every now and then, and that beating can save them from evil. That's I can't remember the verse off the top of my head, but that's in the Bible. And so I was like, yeah, bring back corporal punishment. Let's spank these kids. But then JLP said exactly the right thing. He said, not in this day and age. You see who's teaching these kids in public schools? You see these crazy blue-haired lesbians? You want them spanking your kid? Nah, we ain't having that. We ain't having that. And and then he was talking about how, like, you know how they have the race, the CRT, and they have people coming into your business telling you need to think this way and think this way. These workforce services people, and they'll come in and they'll tell you about workforce racism and sexism and all this stuff. These crazy people come in. You got to do these courses. I hear a lot of people talking about this on all the different talk shows and call-in shows that I hear. People are always talking about how they're making them do crazy stuff at work about this race and sexism and all this crazy stuff. And so what happens if it's a white teacher and she spanks one too many black kids? Now she's a racist. They're trying to jabberdoodle and read porn to these children. Absolutely no. Fanny pack and advisor one forward. Yeah. So when I thought about it that way, at first, my first knee-jerk reaction was like, yeah, we need to bring back corporal punishment. But then when I thought about it more, and what JLP said is so spot on in this day and age, these crazy teachers, you don't want these teachers touching your kids. And also, when I thought about it more, really, I don't like corporal punishment at all, because nobody should be. I'm okay with spanking by parents, but nobody should be disciplining the child other than the child's parents, right? So the teacher shouldn't be spanking the kid. At first, I thought maybe it was cool, but not so based. Parents need to discipline the kids. I'm okay with spanking, of course, but other people shouldn't be spanking your kids. But anyway, as far as the race thing, I was like, well, it depends on if it's a majority white or a majority black area. And from the looks of things, it's pretty dark up there. So these kids want to beat they want to beat the dang children in public. What's the joke I think Eddie Griffith said about black people? You got to stop beating your kids in public. Was that Eddie Griffith or it could have been Patrice? I can't remember who said that joke, but black people, you got to stop beating your kids in public. This ain't normal. Well, you see the picture here, we got this white guy, but everybody else kind of black. They want to dang beat the kids, hit them with a switch. I kind of see it. I kind of see how it's kind of based, like, and then I see how it's not. So I see both sides of it. But if we had strong men, good examples of men, strong leaders leading the classrooms, then maybe we could bring it back. Press 1 if you had a paddle in the principal's office in '84. I'm not gonna push 1. I never had that. I did get a splinter in my butt one time from the monkey bars. I was sitting on top of the wooden monkey bars and I was sliding across them, and I got a big old splinter right in my butt cheek. And my principal at the private school, we went in the bathroom and I put my PE shorts on, and he lifted up and he pulled dang old splinter out my butt cheek. True story, bro. All right. So Mark Zuckerberg was on Joe Rogan. I don't have it clipped. I didn't have time to do any clips today, so we're just gonna watch it on Joe Rogan's clip thing. But we're gonna skip through a lot. I got the paddle and it set me back. We'll see what Zuck got to say.
When we take down something that
skip through a lot, it's already too late.
we're not
if they need to
supposed
spank
to.
the children. That's the parents' job.
I mean, that is like
to let.
That's the worst. I mean,
How
that's
do you
like
discern?
Yeah.
Like how? Like
Yeah, I don't
say
think other
like
people
these
should be
Christian
doing it.
Facebook pages. I don't know how they found out that Nine Myth and they post as Bob Smith about Joe Biden and get people to vote Republican in the midterms. Like how?
Okay, so
What? How do you?
here's the lead up. Zuckerberg was on Joe Rogan. I haven't watched the full interview yet, but apparently he spilled some beans about how they were covering up the Hunter Biden laptop, and now reports are coming out saying in a week they're going to leak the Hunter Biden laptop. I'm like, bro, they leaked that laptop 2 years ago. We've been done knowing about that laptop. It wasn't a secret. Oh, wait, it was a secret because Zuckerberg and all these other Bezos and all these other fools were hiding it from us and not letting people know and banning people. I got banned for let's see. I've been banned for the crack of his iCloud thing, which I'm sure 2 years from now we'll find out that was real too. I got banned for a Rittenhouse meme because I said he would be innocent, and they're like, "You're supporting a mass shooter before the trial ever happened," and then the trial happened. And guess what? We vindicated. I was playing doctor, that Facebook guy. Yeah, so he was on here. Let's go to 5 minutes in, so where he starts talking about the laptop.
in one individual. So I think one of the things that our country and our government gets right is
he
the separation
real?
of
Is he
powers.
reptilian?
So one of the things that I tried to create is
That's what
we
happens
created
when
this
you go in the
oversight
wild.
board.
Reptile
it's an
dude
independent
said Lord
board
Combi.
that basically we appointed
I'm gonna have to
people
watch the
whose
whole thing.
kind of paramount value is free expression in terms of, and basically we got it wrong. And that board I actually think that is really that
It's
makes
gonna
these
be long.
decisions.
Let's just chill
or,
and watch this.
maybe some of them go up to me, although I don't spend a ton of my time on separation and
About
different
5
people who
minutes.
can make these decisions. And it's not just like one private company that's making decisions even about what just happens on our platform.
So he's basically scapegoating right there. He's scapegoating the fact checkers, the Silicon Valley fact checkers, the PolitiFacts, the factchecker.com, the Snopes, the Reuters, all these Silicon Valley fact checker hubs. He's basically scapegoating them and blaming it on them. He's like, "Oh, well, we don't actually decide. We don't actually choose. We just send it to them." And breaking news, guys, True Social sends all the posts you make on True Social to the same exact fact checkers that Facebook and Twitter and all of them send their data to get fact checked. So it doesn't matter. There's very few places you can go and not and have it actually be true free speech. Maybe Cozy TV, Gab, and Telegram. Very few places where it's actually free speech. But I'm back. I got it fixed. Haven't seen this version. Is he really a reptile? I don't know.
How do you guys handle things when
Here
they're
we go.
a big news item that's controversial? Like there was a lot of attention on Twitter during the election because of the Hunter Biden laptop story. The New York
we
Post.
had that too.
Yeah, so you guys censored that as well?
So we took a different path than
took a
Twitter.
different path.
I mean, basically the background here.
Basically, we took a different path. We just couldn't stand around and do nothing. We just had to take a different path.
Is the FBI, I think, basically came to us, some folks on our team, and was like, hey, just so you know, like,
why
you
does
should
he
be on
look so
high
weird?
alert. There
'Cause he's
was-
weird.
We thought that there was a lot of Russian
You don't become
propaganda
that
in the
rich by not being
2016
weird.
election. We have it on notice that basically there's about to be some kind of dump of that's similar to that. So just
So the FBI came and warned them that there's about to be a big story, and they're called an info dump of election scandals, and and all these crazy trolls are gonna come in and flood your servers with this info dump, and you got to make sure it's all gone so we don't influence the safest and fairest and freest and greatest election of all time, where we saw the most popular president in the history of the world mounted upon a shining stallion of wonderful grace, and he rode off into the wilderness, into the light, and his name was Joe Biden, and his son never owned a laptop.
be vigilant. So our protocol is different from Twitter's. What Twitter did is they said you can't share this at all. We didn't do that. What we do is we have, if something is reported to us as
himself,
potentially
Josh, by the way.
misinformation, important misinformation, we also have this
What's up, Jamie? How you doing?
fact-checking program because we don't want to be deciding what's true and false. And
I don't know if he wants to play with
I
us
think it was
anymore.
5 or 7 days when it was basically
Where's the light in his eyes?
being determined whether it was false.
FBI denies his Rogan statement. The stuff that I have pulled up that I'm about to show in a second says that I didn't see that they denied it. I saw that they said we do that all the time. That was basically their excuse. We're corrupt all the time. They're like, we report all the time on things like this to Twitter. It's not a big deal like he made it sound. JC himself is pirate punch. 99% of those women on earth would be ecstatic to be with that man, with him. Yeah, because he's rich. Yeah, when you got money, that kind of happens. You ever see the Norm Macdonald interview on The View where they're like, Norm, how do you're kind of, what did she say? She basically kind of took a dig at him. She's like, Norm, how do you get women? You're kind of blah, 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 or weird or something like that. And he's like, well, I've got money. 81 million votes from the grave, from the cradle to the grave. All the votes are made for Joe. 81 million. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight, guys. I'm a little faded and I'm exhausted, so we'll watch a
The
little bit more of this.
distribution on Facebook was decreased, but people were still allowed to share it. So you could still share it. You could still consume it.
So when you say the distribution is decreased,
It got shared.
how does that work?
It basically, the ranking in newsfeed was a little bit less.
I think
So fewer people saw it than would have
Discord open?
otherwise. So it
Norm is
definitely,
the goat.
What percentage?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's meaningful. But I mean, but basically,
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's meaningful. You do know off the top of your head. You affected an entire election. What was the percent? It's public knowledge. The percent of people who said that their votes. Actually, I gotta be careful what I say. Well, it's gonna be coming out soon. It's gonna be coming out soon. Like, this is being made public. This is what they do. I got a meme for it. I got a meme for it later. The meme lords break the story again or says something like that. And it's basically like conspiracy theorists is just spoiler alert. It's basically just, we say this stuff. They ban us for it. You know, when they ban you, you're onto something. That's how I test it. If I can throw something on Facebook and they don't say anything about it, I'm like, oh, this is probably a whack story. But if I can throw it on Facebook and they take me down, I'm like, oh, we got it. Rat eyes, consume it. That word bothers me after the trout eye chewing.
a lot of people were still able to share it.
I agree.
We got a lot of complaints that was the case.
Zuckerberg should talk about the 500 million he gave this
hyper political
Supreme
issue.
Court
So depending
judges
on
not
what side of
to
the political
hear
spectrum,
voter
you either think we
cases.
didn't censor
Yep.
enough or censored it way too much. But
Right.
we weren't sort of as black and white about it as Twitter. We just kind of thought, hey, look, if the FBI, which
Whatever,
I still
divert to
view as a
Twitter. Nobody
legitimate
cares about Twitter. We're
institution in
talking
this
about you,
country,
Zuck.
it's like very professional law
Zuck.
enforcement. If they come to us and tell us that we need to be
Hick
on
with the
guard
alpha
about
hair and
something,
beta back.
then I
Yep.
want to take that seriously.
Did they specifically say you need to be on guard about that story?
No, I don't remember if it was that specifically, but
He's lying.
it basically fit
You
the
can see-
pattern.
When something like that turns
Yeah,
out to be
his
real,
body language, he's lying.
is there regret
CEO of
for
Anti-PETA
not
is calling
having it
I'm
evenly
anti-PETA myself. I'm
distributed
pretty
and
anti-PETA.
for throttling the distribution of that story?
Shoot, I don't care, man. In a survival
mean, even-
situation, I'm eating cat, I'm eating dog. Your pet is my dinner, baby. PETA, you know where to stick it.
Evenly distributed.
I mean, evenly in that it's not suppressed. It's
I see.
not.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You
because
hear
it
that,
turned
Echo?
out after the fact. I mean, the fact
Echo,
checkers
you
looked
hear that?
into it. No one
Come
was
here.
able to say it was false, right? So basically, it had this period where it was getting list distribution. So yeah, I mean, but I think
We're
like
pulling cords.
I think it
TV
sucks
just
though.
went
I
off.
think in the same
Fast Josh,
way
body language never lies.
that
The
probably
truth is
having
the
to
truth.
go through like a criminal trial but being proven innocent in the end sucks. Like it still sucks to have like that you had to go through a
But yeah, so I don't want to watch all of that. I'm gonna watch the whole thing later. I gotta get Spotify. I don't even have Spotify, and I should probably set it up where this is going podcast audio only to multiple places. Look at Echo. Echo's a champ, guys. This guy made it. I didn't think he was gonna make it. Oh, you got shakes. Come here. Perjured. So who was perjured? That means he lied on the stand. Who are we talking about, Robbie? You want to call in, Robbie? Tell me who got perjured. I'm a little perjured. Fake book. Fact Josh. 80% of voters wouldn't have voted for Biden if the laptop was more public. Yep. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. I remember reading that. And but it was public knowledge if you paid attention. Because I knew it, and I'm not the genius. I'm just a dumb guy. I'm just some dumb guy on the computer, and I knew about it. And my intelligent or intellectual friends, people that I know who are intellectual, they're educated, they're like, you're an idiot. You're just a crazy conspiracy theory. You're a dummy, blah, 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 blah. And then every time I'm vindicated, except for on Chauvin. I was not vindicated with Chauvin. Oh, yeah, that brings us to another story, the Breonna Taylor thing. That's one thing I'm not seeing a lot of vindication in is, and I'm not no Blue Lives Matter guys, but I also don't think cops should be getting thrown under the jail for some of the things they are. And Breonna Taylor, what do I have the story on that? Somewhere. Well, we're still on the Zuckerberg story, but it's a short story, and since I already started talking about it, a former Louisville cop, this is earlier in the week, pleads guilty to falsifying warrant that led to Breonna Taylor's death. So, what we saw is when all that summer of love craziness was happening with the BLM and all. Oh, we just cut out. We still here? We still here? Here. Hello? Okay. The sparkly shirt. The laptop has been new since 2019. Exactly, the Gets. That's what I'm saying. We can support good police without supporting a police state. Yeah. Good cops, good cops do their job. I'm with it. But at the same time, I know that when the stuff goes down, the cops are going to be the ones taking us to the gulag. So we also have to understand that. And anyway, a former Louisville police detective who helped write the warrant that led to the deadly police raid at Breonna Taylor's apartment has pleaded guilty to federal conspiracy charge. Federal investigators said Kelly Goodlett added a false line to the warrant and later conspired with another detective to create a cover story when Taylor's March 13, 2020 shooting death by police began gaining national attention. So what I'm seeing, guys, is it's like they gave us Rittenhouse. They're like, we're going to let this kid off. We're going to let them get their victory here with Rittenhouse, even though it was clear-cut, obvious how it should go in the court of law. They gave us in this, and the whole point here is the whole court system is a sham. So it's like they give us, and by us I mean the right, I mean the conservatives, the Christians, the people who aren't with all the BLM stuff, not the Marxists, the opposite of the Marxists, and they gave us Rittenhouse. They let him off the hook. He's going to be rich. We're all happy about that. and then all these other little events that were sprinkled in to change the results of the greatest and fairest and safest election in the history of the world. You know, when we started seeing all these racial tension that was brought on by Obama, not by Trump. You know how that happened, and so all these people start getting murked. We have the Summer of Love. Well, now all the cops' trials are starting to come to resolution, and they're trying to be real sneaky about it, but a lot of these cops are going to be buried under the jail. Chauvin already got it. When he got 22 years, guys, my mind was blown. That was the biggest thing since I got into politics that I was wrong about. Everything else, well, and also no, I wasn't wrong about the election. I knew Biden was going to win. I would have bet money. If I had money to bet on the election, I would have bet on Biden. I told people to bet on Biden. I was like, and they're like, wait, we've talked about this before, but I knew Biden was going to win, and he did win, so I wasn't surprised by that. But what I was surprised by was Chauvin getting 22 years, and now this lady in the Breonna Taylor case, which is another one of these sham kangaroo court cases that are so dumb. She's saying she falsified something on the warrant and led to Breonna Taylor's death. So, you know, she might as well kiss her freedom goodbye. She's going to be locked up for a while. What about that one lady? That one lady that shot that Jacob Blake guy and paralyzed him? She got some time. So, yeah, they're throwing them all under the jail. They aren't going to let the right get ahead. Yep. Yeah, and so it's like if you're a cop, I don't know why anybody wants to be a cop these days, because if you're a cop and you do the right thing, you might go to prison for 22 years for it and have your name dragged through the mud. And so no good people want to be cops. Just the dirty people want to be cops. Plus, they're getting paid less because the police force is being defunded. You don't want to go to college because college is free and the medical field is free. So you become a cop and, oh, my Lord, what's the world coming to, guys? This is how communism works. Anyway, back to Zucky Zuck. So, yeah, he did his interview with Joe Rogan from CNN. In a rare and lengthy interview, Mark Zuckerberg spoke with controversial comedian podcast host Joe Rogan about Meta's plans to release a new virtual reality headset. Nobody cares about that. Newfound love of jiu-jitsu and his company's decision. Did you just try calling me, Robbie? Hello? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hello? Hello? I hear sounds. Are you there?
Your ass.
Hello?
All right, that's it. That's all. That's right. I give up.
You're on. He was on and then he got off. Anyway, Robbie was just trying to call in. He was on the call and then he got off. Here, let me try to call him. See if he knows how to answer it. Hello?
Oh, how'd the call go?
You're on the call right now.
Robbie from McDonough, Georgia. How'd the call go? Hold on, speakerphone.
What call?
Hey. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, God.
I hear you.
Okay.
I hear you.
All right. So I want to, before I forget, the perjuring itself on Zuckerberg as he told a totally different story to old Joe Rogan. Now, what Jamie and I have been trying to figure out is why did Zuckerberg go on Joe Rogan? Did Zuckerberg need a paycheck? Is he broke? Is he poor or something? And he needed to go make an appearance on Joe Rogan? Did he think that Joe Rogan had minions that they were just going to sit there and say, yeah, you're great, Zuckerberg? This is what we're trying to figure out. And he actually perjured himself during the show. He perjured the hell out of himself. He said something totally different. And the FBI's like, no, we would never do that. Turning their back on Zuckerberg. How are they eating themselves, Josh?
Well, they do that. They always eat themselves.
Because evil eats evil, right?
Yeah, that happens a lot. But so
I didn't want
FBI
to stay on that.
responds.
The second one is the one I was trying to remember too. Oh man, hold on a second. I'm gonna have to go back and look. Hold on a second. There was a second thing that you were covering that I wanted. The Zuckerberg thing was easy. You missed all that. You were out there in the woods eating trout eyes. And look, for anybody that missed it, the first day, he's like, oh, I got a ribeye I'm fixing to cook, but I'm going to eat a trout eye. And he's like, I can't eat it. But day 4, what was it, day 4 or 5?
Day 4.
Day 4, he's like, I'll eat a trout eye. I'll chew it. I'm like, what the hell happened? It only took him 4 days to turn into an absolute animal. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to go through that. In 4 days, I'll be eating trout eyes. I don't want that to happen to myself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a different kind of fun. My whole body is sore. I'm exhausted.
It didn't give you any kind of digestive issues or anything, eating a trout eye?
No, they're good for you. That's why people eat them.
Hold on, what do you mean good for you?
They got omega-3s and fatty acids.
Eating an eye out of a fish is somehow good for you?
They're high in omega-3s and fatty acids. It's the only place you can get them.
Well, they sell that at the CVS.
Right. Well, we're not talking about. That's what they do. You don't have
to actually go out into the wild and grab a fish out of the water and chew his eyeballs out.
Well, when the CVS shuts down, you ain't gonna get it no more.
All right, so you're ready for that, I guess.
I'm trying to get ready.
You're gonna get your omega-3s and all that good stuff.
Yes.
God. All right, there was something else you were covering. What did you cover right after the
Breonna Taylor lady?
Oh my goodness! I hope Jamie's still around.
Jamie just said plant fish heads in the garden. I should have saved them.
Let me tell you a flashback about 2 years ago. About the time shortly after Breonna Taylor happened, Jamie was always the advocate that the victim was always the one that was in the wrong. And we flocked to that because we agreed.
The victim was the one that was in the wrong?
Yeah, like from Trayvon to the boy selling the selfie cigarettes, to the boy in Ferguson, to Breonna Taylor. Every single one of them. To the boys that tried to attack our boy Kyle.
She was probably the closest to like innocent because she was just the girlfriend of the guy.
No.
No.
And here's what I'm going to share with you.
Kind of agreed.
Here's what I'm going to say with you. Here's what I'm going to share with you is Jamie had an actual officer in that department that somehow found Jamie's show. And he called up just out of the blue one day. He just called up out of the blue, out of nowhere. And he sat there and he said, this is not going to be the way that it looked. It's like he gave Jamie inside info. He was like, this is not going to be the way it turns out. Everything's going to be this way. It's going to be this way and that way. And everything that officer said was right. Everything he said about what happened that night was right. She wasn't in the bed. She was in the hallway.
Right.
And everybody's like, Jamie's like, y'all just heard it. The guy just called me and told me. And everybody's like,
the first person who reported on it was the boyfriend, and he said, I can't remember, but he said something, and then later he changed his story. What am I trying to think?
Jamie played that video too, where the old boy was out there, and he's like
on the street. He's like out in the street, outside of the apartment.
He's like, he said she shot him.
Yeah.
Look, and he's a little skinny boy behind this big old black girl. he was a little skinny boy, so he used her. He stood behind her. She's the one that shot. She's the one that had a body in the trunk of her car. Don't
Yeah,
ever
the Gets
have
just said that. I don't remember a body in the trunk of a car, but
Yes, she did, and she didn't, and she had been fired.
wait, that's
from
why
the
she lost
EMT
her job at the nurse thing, right? Or the
because she got caught doing drugs.
oh my lord.
Breonna Taylor, say her name.
No, I'm good.
I had a nephew that he was out there marching the streets with them, sharing video, thinking he was doing something. And I called him up, and then we didn't talk for a good 2 years, and then he came back to talk to me because he's like, "You were right." I said, "Well, hell yeah!" I said, "Get your ass off the street hollering, damn Brianna, say her name, say his name, George Floyd. Get the hell off them streets. What the hell's wrong with you?
It's crazy.
Crazy? You stupid?"
Yeah.
He was hooping. Hey, Josh, you know what hooping is?
Hooping? Basketball?
No, hooping. You know what George Floyd was doing when he was hooping?
Oh, you told me this before, and I was like, I've always we talked about this. Drugs? Oh yeah, it's speedballing. It's what I call speedballing.
How do you do it when you're hooping it?
Uppers and downers is hooping, right?
No, there's actually video of George Floyd saying that he was hooping. Hooping means that you put the drugs in your booty.
Oh, I never heard that. I heard he put them in his mouth and swallowed them.
Like I said, it's unfortunate you didn't follow Jamie a year or two ago because we were all on
What
this.
do we used to call that?
We had Dr. Drizzy in the house. He was catching everything.
Booty
It's
bumping.
called hooping.
We call it booty bumping.
Well, they would take the fentanyl and hoop with it and put it in their booty hole. And he'd sit there and told the cops on the video that he was hooping. There's your clarification why he died from an overdose. But for some reason,
I thought he chewed up the bag, and they found baggies that because he had them in his mouth, and he chewed them up real quick.
he was doing that too.
He might have had some in both.
Now he was hooping. He was hooping earlier, and then he chewed it up, and then he says, "Mama, mama, mama."
Yeah,
and
that's his girlfriend. That wasn't even his mama. That was his girlfriend.
When they go to grab him out of the car, he says, "I can't breathe." When they go to grab him out of his own car, he can't breathe in it.
Yeah. That's the funniest part is that their motto, I can't breathe, was on the signs. It was everywhere. They shouted it. Dude, he said that I can't breathe before they were ever on top of him.
That's what you had to know. That's a part of being awake.
He was trying to avoid getting arrested. He was freaking out because he was speedballing. He was
the scary world that we live in is that probably more people
suitcasing. Yeah, well, suitcasing is when you're hiding something up there.
Yeah, that's a different thing. But it's hooping.
We call that suitcasing or wallet. The wallet.
That's gross, Jamie.
Up in the pen.
But the thing is that we're in a society, and this is how Jamie rolls. We're in a society that 70% of the world or 80% of the world has no clue what we know.
Well,
like I heard,
or they do, but they think we're crazy. Like they see it, or no, maybe not. Yeah, you're right.
I heard a shout out for Emma Genson Press, and he made such an amazing statement that it stuck with me. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to pull it up. I lost it. But it was that number one, if we don't exercise our rights, that's not what I'm looking for. Oh well, I lost it. Damn it! All right, that's the first fumble, turnover. All right, what do you got?
We don't exercise our rights. They die or they leave. They're gone.
But they're like what he says. They're like muscles. You don't exercise, lose them.
Yep.
And we're in a crosshairs, and we have so many uneducated, and none of us here. We're all pretty much in tune with this. I hope I dropped a little bit of something that if you hadn't been following along the whole time, you might have picked up. But it's dangerous right now. It's really dangerous. Everybody needs to be extremely weight because the people that we live amongst, they're asleep.
Yeah.
The people I go to work with, I listen to them talk, and I just like, oh my god.
Yeah. It was
I
crazy.
got it. It was something about somebody said, oh yeah, somebody told them against the press. They said, oh, you're just out here stirring things up. And he said, yeah, just like George Washington and his boys did. That was base. That was base as hell. Just like George Washington and his boys did. Because you understand what percentage of the population was ready to go to war with the Brits when they kicked it off?
Wait, the percentage of the population of Great Britain that left and came here, or
No, the percentage of America colonists, we'll call them colonists.
I'd say
The
100%.
No, the percentage of colonists that were ready to kick it off with Great Britain when George Washington and his boys kicked it off. Do you know the percentage?
I'm gonna say 80% to 100%. They had to all be ready.
You're way off. It's less than 10.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I was thinking it was like a massively agreed on thing. 3%. Jamie says 3%. So it was less people.
Yeah, they call them the 3%ers or the 2%ers or the 1%ers. It was like that. It was that.
That's where that comes from.
Yeah, it was like being left-handed, and I am left-handed, which is 9%.
But see, I would think that all the people who left there.
See, they don't teach history, do they, Jamie?
Yeah, I'm bad with history, honestly. That's my worst.
It's
because I had bad history teachers. If a history teacher is boring, you can't learn history teacher. If they're monotone or just boring.
I was blessed with good history teachers. So my granddad being one of them, and then I had a couple of good.
But see, my thinking is that all the pilgrims and stuff were sick of Great Britain, and they risked their lives to leave, just to leave. So
see, that was the 1400s. See, you're missing. You're way off.
You're talking about 300 years later. Who was ready? Who was ready to fight? And it was 3%.
Well, no, it was just a small percentage, and they rallied everybody, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is crazy!" They woke everybody up. They woke everybody up.
Yeah, the Gets and Jamie and everybody are saying 3%. I've heard that 3%, but I've also always hear 1%ers or 1%.
I gave it 9%. You had it up at 80 or 90.
No, yeah, that was just my guess.
What are you doing, Josh?
That was just my guess. I don't know.
All right, that's okay, man. But I mean, just try.
I would have thought back then, if they said we're going to go to war with the country we left 300 years ago, who's with us, that they wouldn't go to war unless they had 80% of the people with them. But I guess they had some balls
to take on at the time I'm going to call it the largest military in the world.
Yeah.
You see the beauty in that. And it's lost. That it's been between that and God. That has to be restored.
Yeah. Yep.
You feel me?
Yeah. I mean, God's being aggressively removed from everything.
Well, so was the history. The fact that you didn't know it, only a few people stood up to the tyranny.
I've heard that before, but my brain is fried.
No, that's cool. You're recovering from your adventure. jsurbanadventures. Like us. Hit the thumbs up button. Let me make sure I hit the thumbs up button.
Yep, hit that thumbs up.
Oh, shit. I did. I got it.
Here, let me see what the FBI says from Fox. FBI responds to Zuckerberg's claim on Joe Rogan that Facebook limited Hunter Biden's story after agency warning. Let me see. After the release of the episode on Thursday, the FBI said it routinely notifies U.S. private sector entities, including social media providers, of potential threat information so that they can decide how to better defend against the threat. So their excuse is, we do this all the time. But that doesn't make it better. That just makes it worse.
Well, he perjured himself. He told a whole different story on Rogan, and it's a
wait.
Look,
But it's not
people
perjury unless it's in court.
well, the people in power right now aren't going to come after him, but the people in power in November are going to come after him.
You're saying he lied in court, and then on Rogan he revealed that was a lie. I don't know how that works.
No, from what I understand, what he said, and I've seen the videos or listened to them more or
when
less.
he was brought to the Senate or the House or whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's telling a whole different story.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
how does that work legally? Like he said that then, and then later he comes out and says something different. They can't like retroactively go back and get it for perjury, can they?
I'd like, yes. They can do whatever they want.
They
stormed Mar-a-Lago. What are you talking about? Yeah. But the people that are in charge right now won't. So that's why November is going to be so crucial, because it's such a fine line of, like, there's not a whole lot of there's not a whole lot of flip-flop as much as there will be 2 more years from now. In 2024, it's going to be blah. But on the midterms, and the Dems are trying to tone it down. I can feel it. There's not as much political mail because they're trying to they're not sending near as much.
You can see that. That's crazy.
It's what I've been doing it for 22 years.
I like stuff like that. That's great. So with your job, you know how much political mail you're putting in people's mailboxes. Wow.
Exactly. Yes.
Huh.
Yeah, and it's not near as aggressive because they're pulling for low turnout.
Yeah, Butch says it can only be perjury if he says it under oath. So I think he's fine. Well, because the thing that Robbie's saying is he said something under oath.
Yes.
And later he came back and said something different, which means which one's the truth, or I don't know how they can try that.
But he spent $200 million to secure the Democrats being elected.
Yeah,
he spent $150 to $200 million.
Careful what you say. It was the safest and fairest election in the history of.
Yeah, you had to say that. Yeah, say your disclaimer.
Yeah. I would never question an election unless it was any other election. I'm okay. I can question all of them except for one.
Here's where I go with it, Josh, and I'll get off the phone here in a minute. But here's where I go with it, is that I think that a 4-year span, and I hope it's 2 years, but a 2 to 4 year span had to be executed to do the Great Awakening. And the Great Awakening is happening all around us. And the Great Awakening is also referred to as what?
The Great Awakening?
The Great Reveal, right?
The what?
The Great Reveal?
The Great Reveal? I haven't heard that.
Right. Which is, Revelations is the Great Reveal.
Okay.
All right, so stay with me. So Trump, who possesses the looking glass? You can believe that or you can't. But his uncle John or Uncle Joe bought the Tesla papers. He was just at a yard sale one day. Doing the Jamie. He was just at a yard sale one day, and they said, "What's this?" And they go, "Well, that's that Tesla papers. Nobody wants that. He's dead."
No, he paid all kinds of money to get it, though.
Yeah, he paid a lot of money.
See, here's my thing. I get all that. Like, okay, you're a rich and powerful businessman, and the greatest mind of your time dies. And there's a auction to buy all of his
estate sale. It's like an estate
stuff. I'm gonna buy that. If I got the money, I'm buying it. That's a smart thing to do.
Sale. Yeah, it's like an estate sale.
Yep.
They're like, what's this? Oh, this is a looking glass thing. He wants like the state wants like 200 million for that. Oh, I got it right here. Here, let me pull it out of my wallet.
For chat, if you guys are curious, me and Robbie have had talks about this, and I believe a lot of it, but I don't believe that there is a thing that can look into the future. Personally,
Well, that's interesting that your voice dragged a little bit because I think that the looking glass can also look into the past. I just kind of had that little thought today.
I can look into the past, even though it
No, I'm
doesn't
just saying.
exist.
I asked Butch and them earlier. I said the looking glass can look into the future. Can it also look into the past and learn from something and maybe do something?
That's what we got books for.
Well, we know about Barron Trump.
Yeah, that is crazy.
The last president. So let's hope we all live long enough.
How the Bible talks all about the trumpets blowing and the trump of the throughout the Bible. Like I think that's pretty interesting.
What is that one guy that was like a prophet and then he's like just turned up dead? But he was talking about how there will be this savior that'll come and he'll do all this stuff and he'll blow trumpet. And he was kind of like a Sam Kinison kind of guy. Somebody in the chat can probably help me out.
Jehoshaphat or something?
I don't remember that.
Something like Jehoshaphat or Jehoshaphat. I've heard.
No, it was like a preacher guy that was doing prophecies on Trump, and then he ended up dead before Trump got elected. Somebody can help me out on that chat. They know who I'm talking about.
John Trump was alive during Nikola Tesla's time. Yeah, that's not like it's fact that he bought Tesla's research and all of his paperwork and stuff in the estate sale. That's fact.
That's fact.
It's fact that a book was written called Barron Trump, and then Barron Trump came along, and he's a real person. Now, my rebuttal to that is that maybe that was a children's story that Trump was read when he was a child, so he named his kid.
Okay. Well, no, I don't think. It's a hard book to read. I've tried to read it.
It's a children's book. I haven't read it, but it's a children's book.
He had an uncle. You know what his uncle name was?
No. I knew a lot about his dad and his grandpa because I listened to a long thing about his dad and his grandpa.
Hold on. What was Barron Trump's uncle's name?
I don't know. What is it?
Pence.
Pence?
Yeah.
Pence Trump? I never heard of Pence Trump.
No, it was just Uncle Pence.
Huh.
It wasn't Trump. It was just Uncle Pence.
Philip baptized the Ethiopian eunuch and was transported to another town. Is it Philip who you're talking about? The prophet?
I'm living in modern time.
I don't know no Philip.
The Bible jumped around from back and forth.
Jamie's just saying John.
Didn't Uncle John? The Bible jumped back and forth.
I think he's saying John is the prophet that you were asking about, maybe. What I know. I don't know. I've seen the history I lived through be rewritten, reinterpreted, and outright lied about. I no longer trust any history I was taught, said Stubborn One. I agree.
Yeah, that's how Jamie rolls. That's why he goes flat Earth. He said the only reason I don't, believe. And Jamie, I hate you missed the earlier part of the show.
He's throwing you under the bus, Jamie. He's calling you a flurf.
No, he went. No, I didn't say that.
I
know what that means. But
Jamie calls himself when he answers the phone and says, "Flat Earth, who's calling?"
No, it went flat Earth for a little bit.
Oh, hold on, Robbie. I just popped my headphone cable out. I can't hear you.
And
right,
Josh was saying, and other people were saying that you don't see the dark side of the moon. And go ahead, Josh. Tell him what happened before Jamie got here.
Wait, what happened? I missed a chunk of what you said because I pulled my headphone cord out.
Well, remember you were saying that the dark side of the moon and the four Earth. And I was like, "Where's Jamie at?" Y'all were talking about that you don't ever see the dark side of the moon, the black side of the moon. And I said that's racist.
I don't remember. I say a lot of crap, but I don't believe in flat Earth. But
Well, you were earlier.
when?
What happened?
I'm
You were
100% globetard.
Okay. All right. Well, you were saying you can't go to the moon. You can't do this. You
No,
can't
I
do
don't
that.
believe. I don't believe we've went to the moon because of the Van Allen radiation belt. I believe the firmament that the Bible mentions is a dome of water around the Earth. And when Noah's
Okay.
flood happened, the firmament broke, and that was
Okay.
all the. So before that, there was never any rain. So when Noah said, "I got to build a boat because it's gonna rain," all the people were like, "Rain? What the heck is rain?" And this is when people live 900 years. My brother thinks I'm the craziest person he ever met because I told him that I believe people used to live 900 years. But Methuselah lived 900 something years. But um but that doesn't take a lot of the biblical, the Hebrew Bible and stuff that they get flat earth from, they're taking poetry and they're literally translating it. Are you still on the line, Robbie?
Yeah, I'm letting you talk. What's wrong?
No, I didn't know if you were still on the line, but it is a fun thing to learn about. But
Well, I'm just saying. Earlier, you were saying that there were the four corners. Hold on, four corners of the earth. I guess somebody talked
yeah,
behind me.
I think I was saying this is what flat earthers use from the Bible
Uh-huh.
to justify the flat earth. And there is stuff about four corners. Um, but then
Uh-huh.
there's also stuff about being able to see something in the sky from every point on the earth. And if we had a flat earth, you'd be able to do that with Mount Everest,
Right.
but you can't.
Okay. So, all right. So what I'm going to argue is, you said that we didn't go to the moon either.
I don't think we went to the moon. No.
Okay.
Or if we
so
did,
if
we don't know
do
about it. It's not what we're told that we did, but I don't
Okay.
think we did.
So if we didn't, then how can you believe that they tell you that the Earth is round? That's Jamie's argument.
Because NASA doesn't have to tell me that the Earth is round. Physics and just any Isaac Newton, everybody knows the Earth is round.
Like we talked about
The
this
guys who
earlier.
were called crazy in the
All
old
right.
days because they
So-
were like, "Look,
So,
this is
okay,
science. The Earth is round."
okay. So you believe that if this ball stops spinning, we're going to go flying through the walls, right? Because you were told that, right? You were told that the Earth stops spinning, you're just going to go flying through the walls, and you
Yeah.
said, "Oh Lord,
Yeah.
don't
If the Earth stopped spinning, that would be cataclysmic.
Is that what you believe?
We're flying thousands of miles an hour through space right now.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I believe
What? What?
And I
What
believe
in
God
your head?
did that.
All right. So, what in your head makes you believe that all of that science is true when they're the same people telling you that climate change is going to kill us all?
Because science hasn't always been that way. Science was started by Christians and Catholics and some Jews, and originally it was actually about figuring things out instead of pseudoscience, which is all about thoughts and emotions and things that don't matter. But physics, we have solid concrete science, and most of this Christians came up with, and
Okay.
where they
All
figure
right.
out the math. You can do an equation to figure out the gravity of the mass of an object, and yeah, I don't know. I think flat Earth is kind of a troll that makes Christians look bad.
Ooh. All right.
It's funny. I joined a flat Earth group on Facebook because it was funny to me at first, but I quickly got very annoyed because every time I would come in and drop some basic science from a Christian standpoint, all these Christians, quote unquote, would jump on me with Bible verses, and they'd say, "You don't know God because the Earth is flat." And I'm like, "Bro, you're taking a bunch of poetic verses and a bunch of stuff." And I don't know if they're doing it to troll or being funny or what.
See, and shout out to Jamie, because Jamie doesn't do it like that. He's never been aggressive towards anybody. He just says, at the end of the day, he says, "I don't know," all I know is I've been lied to by the government and everybody that controls
but we
the
do
globe.
know people have flown around the Earth. Like you can go around the Earth if you start at one spot and you go the same direction. You'll end up in the same spot.
Jamie, I've got your back. If he knew how to use Discord, he'd be saying, "Hold on now." They fly over here this way. They fly over there this way. They're not taking a path that you would take on a globe. They're taking
Yes,
a
they are.
path
That's
that you.
why they jump time zones the way they do. It's always a curve because they'll go from they're
That's
following the
trick,
curvature of the
man.
Earth.
Josh, that's the trick. I'm not trying to be Jamie's
No,
talking
pilots.
voice here.
Man, I've watched
Because
so
I
much.
don't know. I'm like Jamie. I don't know. I
Bible
don't
gives you
know.
the shape of the Earth.
I don't know either. But
But I do
but-
know. I think maybe.
no, we don't know. And
We
that's
gotta
what's sad.
know, man.
Look, that's what's called the Great Awakening.
Don't make me question the dang Earth being flat now.
Revelations is called the Great Reveal. It's also referred to as the Great Reveal. So let's just get ready to find all this truth because we got a lot of it dropping.
You guys are converting me
Jamie,
to be a flat earther now.
No.
No!
Round. It's round.
The Earth is a globe.
It's round, Josh. Just don't believe anything Jamie says. But
The four corners of the Earth doesn't mean. See, the guest is reading it. We've read all these verses on the show in past episodes.
there's something about a 604 or a 640. And again, Jamie's so frustrated.
Here's how I know the Earth's round. I just spent 4 days on a mountain, and let me tell you, I can't explain the stars to you guys, but the stars up there at 11,000 feet, no cities around. The stars.
I was in the desert. Desert Storm, and
Yeah,
it was the most. I would actually take my hand and feel like I could reach up and grab them.
It's amazing. It's really amazing. And for the first like 2 or 3 days, I forgot to even think about looking up at the stars. And then one night, I was just walking, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I need to look at the stars." So I turned my headlamp off and I looked up, and it was just amazing. But
that doesn't mean the Earth is round.
But you can just see the roundness, like.
Hey, you think you can? Our eyes are round, Josh.
I look. Right, our eyes are
Josh,
round.
our eyes are round. Of course they see round.
Our eyes are round. The globe is round. The universe is round. The galaxy's round.
Hey, Josh, you're the one that
ain't flat. Flat just doesn't make sense. We don't live in 2D world.
Josh, you're the one that ate trout eyes. Was that trout eye round?
It was a round eye.
All right. So
not a brown eye, but a round eye.
So everything's got to be round, huh?
Yes. The eye is round. The world is round. The universe is round.
Jamie, I hope I'm being a good representative. As Jamie would say, you have to imagine it like a plate.
No, that doesn't make sense to me.
And is a plate round?
No.
Really? You eat off a square plate?
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, I do have square plates, actually. I'll go get a square plate and show you.
Well, that's fine, but most plates are round, right?
But it's flat and round. Yes, it's round. But I'm talking about a spherical. Actually, it's more of a egg obelisk shape.
Well, how is an egg round? There you go, Jamie. I got your back, buddy. Hopefully, still.
Look, they said water don't curve.
No, an egg's not round. What's round about an egg?
Why do flat earthers always say water doesn't curve? It always seeks level. It doesn't curve. Water curves all the time.
No, what? Have you ever seen a round egg?
Yeah.
They came around saying it was egg-shaped Earth. Oh, we were wrong. It's not round. It's egg-shaped. Well, who the hell are you to check?
Because the force of the G's of it rotating so fast stretches it a little bit.
Oh, is that what happens?
That's what happens.
What if we overcomplicate crap and pay people to overcomplicate crap and then forgive their student loans? That's pretty messed up, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So, ugh. That was fun, buddy. I got to run, though. I got to go to sleep. I got to work tomorrow.
All right, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna say goodbye to you, and
Way
then take a quick break, and then I'll
way
be back for a little bit.
I think I'm way past the
Bedtime.
yeah, you were like 15 minutes to call or something. I think I'm way past that.
Yeah, it was a good call though.
Thanks, brother.
Yep. I'll talk to you later, Robbie.
We're all fam, man. I love hanging out with this fam. We're all special people. I look forward to meeting the ones and rapping with some that I haven't. They know who they are. So it's all good, brother.
All right, I'm gonna let you go. Talk to you later.
Let me go.
Bye. I just hung up on him. Good call. Yes, that was a good call. Robbie defending the flat earth and me going at it. I'm not a physicist. I'm not a dang scientist. The earth is round, accept it, and realize paper is flat. But if you fold the paper, then you can make a wormhole that goes from point A to point B, you know? Anyway, last news story. Last news story I got. Uncle Tom 2 is out. I want to do a movie reaction to it. Uncle Tom 2 is an odyssey depicting the gradual demoralization of America through Marxist infiltration of its institutions. The film explores how this deceptive ideology has torn apart the fabric of society while using Black America as a number one tool for its destruction. From executive producer Larry Elder and director Justin Malone comes executive producer, comes the continuation of their highly anticipated film Uncle Tom. In 2020, Uncle Tom 2 will take the audience deeper into Black America's often eradicated history of honorable men, entrepreneurship, prosperity, faith, and patriotism to its current perceived state of anger, discontent, and victimhood. Sometime this week, guys, I want to watch this. I'm going to have to pay for it, and then I'm going to watch it and record my reactions. I'm going to have to stop a lot, and, hopefully, whatever. These guys shouldn't be mad for people doing reaction videos and getting the message out there because not a lot of people are going to do it. Let me go. Don't eat my eyes, Robbie. Get some rest and water and bread. Yeah, it's late over there. It's late over there, Robbie. All right, let's watch the Uncle Tom 2 came out. Actually, it's a 2-minute trailer. I wish I had a... Let me play some little vibing music, and I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to take a break, and we'll go for... Damn, we've been going 3 hours. I still got memes. I still got rapid fire news. We'll go for another hour. So let me go take a quick break. beer. Last hour. Then I gotta go to bed. My bed. It's gonna be so nice to sleep in a bed. It's gonna be amazing. Let's watch this trailer for Uncle Tom. I haven't watched it yet. I gotta turn off the vibe music. Turn this off. All right. Here's the trailer to Uncle Tom. Then we'll do rapid fire news and meme review. Uno more hour. Nice. So I'm gonna have to buy this, pay for it, and do a review of it. MLK was a commie. Who knew? I knew. They're going to talk about how he wrote about socialist stuff in his papers when he was in high school. Brandon Tatum. B. Tatum. JLP. Oh, I have no audio, guys.
Protesters topple a statue of Christopher.
I gotta start over, guys. Sorry. Where Luca Music at? I haven't seen him. Yeah.
When you look at these pictures, you get a sense of what black life was like.
He's mad
Some
at
of them look pretty
He's mad at
prosperous.
everybody.
Divine providence was clearly operating in the lives of black Americans.
Hey,
Throughout
is
history,
that George Washington
black
Carver?
folks were honorable. They had integrity.
Booker T.
That's what black people
Washington.
were.
We were never taught that America was bad.
Brandon
that
Tatum,
we were
JLP.
not Americans. We were raised to love America.
Protesters topple a statue of Christopher Columbus and
Hundreds of statues have been
And you
vandalized.
see people trying to rewrite history.
The American people know these names
Sore everywhere.
have to
every
go.
time.
Why is
Yeah, Dean, I've spent most of my life sleeping on concrete or hotel beds or on the ground, so I'm kind of used to it. The problem was that I slept on a mountainside and I didn't pick a good spot for the first 2 nights. But the last 2 nights, I had a great spot and I felt great. I slept great. But you're waking up cold. You got to hike constantly, move stuff constantly. I got to record stuff constantly. I got to watch the dog. I got to gather firewood. I got to cook stuff. It's like you're constantly on a clock. But at the same time, I could have just drove home at any point, so it felt like forever.
that?
It was great, though.
Whenever you have something to be proud of, people have less of a chance of controlling you.
This country is racist from top to bottom.
Whenever you have something to be proud of, people have less of a chance of controlling you. Facts.
From right to left. And for black people to become a part of that is for them to become, in fact, anti-black and to hate themselves.
Malcolm X?
There is no country in this world that a black person would rather be. Unless, of course, they grow up in this country.
You broke the contract
Right.
for 400 years. We played your
Then
game.
they're fed a lie that is so deceptive.
There's no place a black person would rather be than in this country, unless they're from this country. Wow.
The reason that that lie exists is power.
There are certain people who are using the Negro in order to establish that power in Washington. And the Negro is just merely a pawn in a game that's bigger than he is.
Oh. Uncle Tom 2. Definitely got to watch that. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great movie. You guys should check it out. But anyway, I got some little rapid fire news stories. Bookmarks. Not a lot. And I got memes. Let's do meme review first. So, Discord line is still open. That's sadly a lot of people, regardless of color today. Yep. Cultural Marxism has taken over. They've convinced everyone that you have to be a victim and you need the government to save you. It's sad. But you know, when you think about it, it just
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Yep. I agree, Norm. I agree. I got some rapid fire news. Let's do the memes first. Discord is still open. Where is it? Where did it go? Yep. Yeah, the Discord's still open if anybody wants to call up on Discord. But let's check out these memes. All right, meme review time. Dun, 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 dun. Ray Godwin, government is the opposite of what we need. Facts. Yep. All right, guys. First meme. These are actual Vegas odds for who Kim Kardashian is going to be with next. Van Jones, Ray J, going back to the boy Ray J, Nick Cannon, Jamie Foxx, Chris Evans, plus 1,400, Harry Styles, plus 2,000, implied chance, 11%, 9%, 3%. Who's got the highest percent? They're saying Van Jones has the highest percent. I don't even know who that is. Kyrie Irving, Reggie Bush, Eminem is on there. 1.5% on Eminem. Eminem and Kim. Eminem and Kim K. Eminem and Kim K. He can't be with another Kim, though. Man, we got odds on who you guys taking? What's the over-under on Jamie Foxx is never going to happen. I think maybe she goes back to Kanye. 4% on Kanye. Hey. It's amazing that the British traveled the world for spices, and this is the best they could come up with. I'm sorry. I love everybody, especially people from the UK. You are here. Free world, communism. Left, communism. Right, free world. Basically, that's pretty much what it looks like. Sex between men, not skin contact, is fueling monkeypox. New research suggests. Meme lords beating the experts again. This is the meme I was talking about earlier. The meme lords have beat the experts again. Oh, there was a laptop? Who knew there was a laptop? Oh, Kyle Rittenhouse was innocent? Who knew? Oh, Hunter Biden likes prostitutes, underage Chinese prostitutes, and crack cocaine, and he sells it, and he plays with guns and stuff. Who knew? Who knew? You know? Monkeypox happens when you get a little too close to some certain areas, specifically with men. Who knew? Gross yet funny. I'm sorry. This is the best meme I've ever seen in my life. 5 minutes into no. You making elk jerky as we YouTube? Hey, I would love to try some elk jerky. 5 minutes into no limbs and chill. She turns around and gives you this look. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. It kind of looks like my aunt. Apart from the no limb part, the face, she kind of looks like my aunt. That's kind of weird. Okay. Oh, we got an update on a news story from last week. Remember, AI rapper FN Mecca was signed on the show last week. We talked about this. Well, within less than a week, the AI rapper FN Mecca is controlled by a white guy who repeatedly gets it to say the N-word in his lyrics. He has been receiving a lot of backlash from the public after securing a record deal with Capitol Records. Following all the backlash, Capitol Records allegedly dropped him from their label after just 7 days of being signed. So they signed an AI rapper that dropped a bunch of M-bombs and was controlled by the most base white guy you've ever met. This guy's a total Chad. Look, his shirt even says Rad. Rad Chad. Let's go. Let's go. FM Mecca is now my favorite rapper. Tony's Touch Auto Dealing. We are located in Chicago, Illinois. Don't ask. Don't tell. We don't ask questions. We get the job done. Emergency details starting at 200 plus. Inbox us about your car today. This is the Mexican car wash boy's business that he set up. This is what he's doing. He moved out to Chicago, and he's just cleaning up blood stains off people's car. She's hot. No jerky this year. Didn't get to do any hunting because I've been trying to fix up the new house. Nice. Oh, dang. But right on. I was taking a wild guess. Anyway, they'll clean up your bloody cars. No questions asked, guys. Woodstock 99 attendees, whenever they hear break stuff, break your fucking face tonight. Give me something to break. How about? Yeah, that's when Limp Bizkit was cool. Significant Other, I don't care what you say. Significant Other was an epic album. Chocolate Starfish in the hot dog flavored water. It was still good. They were starting to fall off about then, and then Eminem just wiped out their whole career. But Woodstock 99 plays whenever they break stuff 20 years later. Wife, so how long is the new patio come along? Or so how has the new patio come along? Me. So promise you won't get mad. But I basically put Mario in the blocks. We got 8-bit Mario on our patio. What do you ladies think? Any ladies left in the chat? What do you think? What do you think? Where's Luca Music? He doesn't want to hang out no more. He doesn't like everyone. I guess. You know, when you've got a bunch of dumb childish problems that you're crying about, and you come talk to the guy who makes 10 rules for men video, and he's honest with you, and it hurts your feelings, what did you expect? What did you expect? I'm not gonna baby nobody. I'm not the shoulder to cry on, guys. I'm the guy who's gonna say, hey, toughen up, stiffen up that upper lip, and go out there and get something. I'm not gonna baby nobody, and I'm not gonna pick sides in some little personal argument, you know. So that's what happened with that. There's a lot more to it than that, and it's old and it's died off. I was in the woods the whole time melking, so it really doesn't. It's not important to me. But basically, people trying to get people to pick sides, and if you don't pick sides, then they get mad at you. Limp Bizkit is underrated. Facts. Old Limp Bizkit is great. I like it. I'm not an anti-Limp Bizkit guy, you know. Old Left versus Modern Left. Old Left is in a nice hippie van. Resist authority, no CIA, screw the establishment, free speech, free love, 1971. And then 2021, obey the establishment, free speech, CDC, mask up, do what you're told. The problem is, guys, that both of these are exactly the same. They're the same because these hippies from the 60s, from the Summer of Love, from the Woodstock times, they're what led to this, because it can't all be free love and happy-go-lucky and merry and everybody's flowers and let's just have sex with everybody and do all the drugs and just, you know, live this happy. It doesn't work that way. The world doesn't work that way. You need rules. You need laws. That's why I tell people I'm a little more authoritarian than most conservatives. I'm Christian theocratic. I am more authoritarian, and I want the Christians to run the government and make rules and stuff. And if you don't follow them, you get cast into the wilderness. But yes, that's basically what we see now. And that's what happens when the Overton window goes farther and farther left. These people who were so against the government end up working for the government because that's the way it works. That's, you know, all this flower power and this free love and all this stuff. This is not godly. This is anti-God, and this is anti-God. It's the same thing. They're the same picture. Look what we say and come back doing heavy metal music. Face fisting. Fist for love. Wish him well. I do wish him well. I do wish him well. And I'm not mad at him either. But, you know, I just try to, if I'm honest with somebody and they get mad at me about it, then that's not my problem. And I really don't care. I'm not worried about it, you know. I'll tell you guys my mission here shortly. You know, I was going to do that today. The student debt crisis solved. You took out a loan, pay it back. Pretty simple. My culture is not your hairstyle. This is a nice one. Look at, what you know about that weave? What you know about that weave? Can't stand the sexualization of children these days. Yeah, it's a problem. Please like and share this post if you like fries and onion rings and want legalization of machine guns. Let me tell you guys a secret. Let me tell you guys a little secret. In traveling this country, doing door-to-door sales, and just being a vagabond and a transient and traveling all over the country, one trick, every Burger King will not refuse. And if they do refuse you, then you're going to get some free snacks. But basically, you can get a large fry with half fries and half onion rings. Don't pass up this opportunity, guys. It's a good opportunity. You can go in, maybe you got a hankering for the onion rings, but you also want the quantity of the fries, and you're like, I want a little of both. I want a taste of heaven on both sides. Well, you can do it. Go into Burger King. Next time you go to Burger King, damn, those fries and onion rings look good. John the Baptist. Yes, those fries and onion rings are making me hungry right now, actually. But next time you go to Burger King, ask them, order a large fry, and tell them you want half onion rings, half fries. If they give you any upper lip, you let them know who's boss. And you say, hey, I'm calling the king right now if you don't serve that up to me on a platter, and I want it for free. For free! No government assistance. I want some free stuff because you try to deny me my rights to half and half. Equality. Thanks for the iPad, Grandma. iPad. Oh, poor little boy. Poor little boy. Look at all these bots tonight. Damn, those fries and onion rings look good. Yep. When you find someone you like, when you find something, Echo, you barging in the door, bud. Hold on 1 second, bud. Hell yeah, you cry around me, I'm punching you in your face. That doesn't apply to children. I will comfort them through their issues, but adults get punched. I didn't even punch anybody. And to be honest, I never even actually told him the truth. He just assumed what I was going to say to him because I hinted at it. And instead of calling me and talking to me about it and hearing my side of it, and I would make it sound very logical and it would make perfect sense to anybody who isn't blind. But he never did that. He just assumed what I was going to say and got mad and started attacking me. And I was like, I don't play these games, bro. I ain't got time to play these games. Come on now. When you find someone you like, so you get it in every color. I knew a girl who liked babies and did similar. She got dang on Neapolitan ice cream. It's a chocolate and strawberry and vanilla. All the flavor, Neapolitan. Donald Trump Jr. This is from Donald Trump Jr., is it really? Biden Harris, millennial voters. Student loan forgiveness, that GIF! See? Oh, we just popped into the red. I'm sorry, boys. They got the GIF! They got the GIF! Ooh, I'm popping in the red. I'm sorry if I'm busting your eardrums, guys, but they got the GIF. You don't know nothing about the GIF. Child, I'm not confused about my gender in any way. Public school teacher. You will be. You will be. That dang old blue-haired Yoda. And I don't want blue-haired Yoda spanking my children. Bottom line, guys. I don't even have to have kids to know that. If we like making the stupid appeals to authority about how you could only have common sense if you have a child or you're married, let's play that game. I don't have to have a kid to know that I don't want blue-haired Yoda spanking my child. I'm unemployed. I live with my mom. Let's make a baby. That's all right. They'll abort it. Gonna tell my kids this was Obama. What? That day on Gus Fring. That's Gus Fring. That's the baddest man in Albuquerque until Heisenberg came in with the murky. Echo, what are you doing? Are you gonna throw up? Look at him. He's just like, he always does this. He just randomly start having a. Are you gonna throw up on my rug or what? I think he just wants attention. Oh, there he goes again. He's like, I'd punch Yoda if I ever seen a thing like that. That thing on Gus Fring. All I know about transportation is I have been rear-ended quite a few times. Is that Beto O'Rourke or Pete Buttigieg? I always get the two of those confused. I think that's Buttigieg. I think that's Buttigieg. Oh, the empowered woman with blue hair and random ponytails spanking kids is going up. Yeah, dude, that would be not good. You know how many kids they be spanking? They're going to be spanking all the wrong kids. Damn TV's on the blink again. Jill! Biden watch. You watching the dryer. Me getting a little hungry at midnight. This is so true. This is so true. I gotta like when I'm laying in bed and watching my Netflix. I like to lay down and watch a little Netflix. Most of Netflix is crap nowadays, but I like to try to find a decent show, or I'll watch Meat Eater or whatever is cool on Netflix. And I get hungry, man, at night. It's the worst. I'll eat, dude. I'll just start eating everything. I'm like, I want a can of tuna. I want some dang raviolis. Everything. Give me 8 sandwiches. I need a sandwich maker. Jazz, my dog used to do that. Start snorking out of nowhere. I don't know what that is either. Yeah, it's like he's got allergies. When he drinks water or when he gets excited, he just starts sneezing. And he'll do it over and over and over again. When you eat edibles, yeah. When I ate edibles, I couldn't even move. I was melting into the couch. Well, I've eaten a lot of edibles, but the first time I did it, when I did way too much, I was melting into the couch. But all right. I would trust Pee Wee Herman sitting behind me at the movies while on a date with OJ, drinking at Bill Cosby's bar using Flint, Michigan ice cubes after making a film with Alec Baldwin, all while Casey Anthony babysat for me using Bruce Jenner's breast milk before I would ever trust any Democrat running for president. That's kind of pushing it kind of far. I don't know about all that. Is that all of them? Is that really all of them? I thought I had a lot more. Yeah, we did all of them. That's the whole meme review, guys. That's the meme review. Edibles are not for kids. No, edibles are not for kids, Robbie. The Last Kingdom on Netflix is fire. Is it? I haven't watched that one yet. I have to check it out. I want to read first all the Game of Thrones books. Oh, yeah. This weekend, I was reading a lot of Stephen King's Later. I actually folded a page in it, but I don't feel like getting it right now. But pretty much it's about a kid who can see dead people. It's like the plot from The Sixth Sense. It's a kid who can see dead people. And it's Stephen King Later from Hard Crime Covers or whatever. Hard Crime Books. Yo, bro, check it out. I was just going to say that. Okay. Yeah, I'll check out that. But Later from Stephen King, it's The Sixth Sense. The kid can see dead people. His mom is a lesbian, and his lesbian girlfriend is named Liz. She's a super hot cop, and basically she starts using the kid to try to solve a case. I'm like halfway into the book. It's a 260-page book, and I'm on like page 130. I read it over my camping trip, that halfway. But Liz is based. And mom is a liberal, and Liz is a detective. And they were arguing about BLM, and the mom's like, oh, cops need to be blah 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 blah, and the detective Liz, the lesbian, the base lesbian who mom kicked out because she had cocaine in her jacket, she's like, show me any Martin Luther King Avenue in the country, and I'll show you a ghetto. So Liz was based, but mom kicked her out, but she was still a lesbian. I don't remember her being a lesbian in the movie. The Sixth Sense is a good movie. Hello, I don't remember her being. No. This is Later from Stephen King. Just same plot as Sixth Sense. They even say it in the book, because as soon as you start reading the book and you figure out the kid can see dead people, he's like, well, it's not like the kid in the movie. It's kind of different, but it is just like that. Because the first thing you're thinking is, oh, am I just reading the Stephen King's version of The Sixth Sense? And yes, that's all the book Later is. But yeah, his mom's a lesbian. I haven't finished the book yet, so I can't give a full review. It's pretty good so far. Pretty good. They're trying to stop a bomber named Thumper, and he's pretty much just the Unabomber. It's basically Sixth Sense turned into a detective mystery story about the Unabomber. So the detective lesbian lady is trying to use the kid because the bomber ends up shooting himself in the head and leaving a note on him that says that there's one last bomb and it's going to be the biggest. So the detective lady has to use the Sixth Sense kid to talk to the dead guy who just blew out his head to figure out where the bomb is. And he's just like the Unabomber. It's all like just different. It's the same story as the Unabomber, but different. Nice. I'll check it out. Yeah, it's called Later from Stephen King. If you guys read, it's a decent book. Not a big book either. Stephen King is 1801. That actually sounds sick. Yeah, it's a good book. I love Stephen King. He's my favorite writer. He's definitely a liberal, and he's definitely his whole family's a little crazy, but I love it. As far as writing, I always say I can separate the art from the artist. I know Eminem is a crazy liberal, Illuminati puppet, clone, but I don't care. He's still the best lyricist ever. I know Stephen King is crazy liberal. He's got a daughter who runs a new age like fiction writers church, and they're all crazy. Jonah Hill, I was trying to think of his name the other week, or Joe Hill. His name's Joe Hill, which his pseudonym is based off of a guy from Utah named Joe Hill, a writer who went through some stuff. I don't know the whole story about Joe Hill, but Stephen King's son's name is Joseph Hillstrom King, so he goes by the pseudonym Joe Hill. But Joe Hill, Tabitha King, Stephen King, all great writers. Great writers, great writers. What else do I got? I did all the memes. We still got rapid fire news. Let's do that for another little while. So here's what I got for rapid fire news. This one, first off, boredom therapy. This was a thing that popped up on Facebook, and I clicked on it. And what I think these are just endless articles that just want you to go through a lot of ads. But they're talking about journeying to the center of the earth. Scientists found something extraordinary on their way to the center of the earth. So they grab you with this line, and then you just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and it never ends. And it's all these stories about people digging holes. But do you listen to Freddie Gibbs? He's a sick lyricist. Sounds familiar. Look at all these dating sites. You seem rejuvenated, JS. Amazing. I feel exhausted. On a remote peninsula in Russia, scientists spent decades drilling down towards the center of the earth. They dug through endless sheets of rock, cementing their place in history books as they went. And over 40,000 feet deep, they celebrated an unheard of milestone, the deepest hole on earth. But after decades of digging, a history-making discovery forced them to shut down their machines for good. Anyway, you can keep reading, and I've read it forever. I just like looking at these pictures and hearing about the mysterious inner layer. Apparently, they keep digging, and they get to a point where the rock gets less dense than what they expected. They expected it to get more dense, but actually gets less dense, and it turns the consistency of plastic, and it was melting onto the drills. And this none of these articles I've read, a lot of these, Soviets catching up. Russia's trying to dig a hole through the earth to America. It is clickbait. Butch. These articles are total clickbait, but the pictures are interesting, and I like thinking about these giant holes. I've heard things about people seeing Nephilim when they cave explore deep enough. This till it's over. Freddie Gibbs, check out that track and go from there. Will do, Ray Goblin, definitely. Freddie Gibbs. I probably heard some of his stuff. I'm just not good with names and track names and stuff like that. Yeah, but this is a clickbait article. I just thought it was interesting. And, these giant tunnels. Russia has been trying to dig giant tunnels. Thug till it's over. We're drilling holes in the disc. 40,000 feet deep, I think, is the deepest hole. That's what it said at the first one. And I've heard people doing cave explorations, and they start hearing screams, and then they see Nephilim and stuff. The controversial rapper has been dropped from his label. We already talked about this in the meme. Capital signed the first virtual rapper. The artist made an artificial intelligence has emerged on TikTok sensation. Over 10 million followers. So I'm telling you guys, TikTok is poison. TikTok is poison. But basically, it's a white guy, and he was getting it to say the N-bomb a bunch. Sounds like Tekashi 6ix9ine or something. I dug a hole one time. I'm still in it. Yeah, I know how that goes. Yeah, so it was a white kid, and he was making it drop the N-bombs. Oh, we got to log in. Hold on. All right, here's a fun one for you guys. Women working out. Nothing like seeing a strong woman at the gym. strong woman out there. She better do something about that ponytail, though. Oh, get it up, girl. Get it up, girl. Come on. Equality. Ooh. Hold on. Let's see that again. Ooh, nice squat. Nice squat. Nice strong squat. Hold on. Now she's got 3 plates, 325. That might be a double plate. 325. Oh man, that's she's got damn near 400 pounds on there. My new favorite segment. She's got damn near 400 pounds on there. And this girl trying to get it up. She got it up once. Goes down for the second one. You better watch that ponytail, girl. And 0 legs. Let's watch it one more time. Ooh, she gets it up nice. She thick. She thick. And goodbye. Have a good night. That's awesome. All right, from Breitbart. Ellen DeGeneres' woke animated show canceled at HBO Max before 20 episodes aired. Ellen DeGeneres lost her show. Little Ellen teaching all the little baby girls how to be lesbians. She going to shat herself. 400. Yeah, it looked like 400. That sounds awful, bro. I have a seizure disorder, and sometimes I basically lose short-term memory for several minutes. It doesn't happen often, but it can be unnerving. Oh, did Dean Melka say he had seizures? She's going low. Great form. Yeah, she got it. Nice. It was just the she actually did everything right, except for the ponytail. That's equality for you. You know, that would have happened to me too. But I would have had my man bun going when I squatted that, and that wouldn't have happened. Wonder why no one was spotting for her? Because they wanted to laugh. They tender now. Cartoon Network and HBO Max have canceled several shows aimed at preschoolers promoting prepubescent sexuality and other woke content, with shows like Little Ellen, which includes the same-sex couples from producer Ellen DeGeneres, among the first to go. As Breitbart News reported, the programming slate, originally called Cartoonito, debuted last year on both the networks, which are divisions of Warner Media. Warner Media said all Cartoonito early childhood content would align with Cartoon Network's recently embraced tagline, Redraw Your World, which aims to empower kids to feel comfortable with who they are, embrace their uniqueness, and believe anything is possible. What the is going on? Oh, guys. Is the media corrupt? Take the poll. Warner Media also said the programming will focus on something called human-centric learning, which it vaguely defined as the endeavor to support every child's humanness by celebrating their unique selves and encouraging them to interact with others with empathy, respect, and fairness.
Beta! No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Among the new titles was Animated Little Ellen, which tells the story of young Ellen DeGeneres and includes some sex couples all grappling with issues around their sexuality. Little Ellen co-creator Jennifer Skelly. Oh, that's her new girl after Heshdet. Jennifer Skelly told Variety she only found out her show would be removed from HBO Max earlier this month by reading the news. It's really devastating. Skelly lamented, I've worked on a million things that have never seen the light of day. It's pretty rare that you get this far down the pipe. You don't ever get down no pipe, lady. Skelly with the Magelli up on Ellen DeGeneres' belly. You ain't getting down on no pipe. It's literally done, and it's still not going to see the light of the day. Shortly before the 10th episode was set for release, was fully told planning and holding it. It was until the main reason this was cartoon bloodbath is Warner Bros. Discovery can cut back on paying residuals as part of a broader plan to slash costs. Whatever. So her cartoon got canceled, teaching little kids to be lesbians. Dennis Rodman says he's going to Russia to seek release of Brittany Griner. All I can say for old Dennis is make sure you don't have a vape pen in your luggage. My friend, Dennis Rodman, we know him. He's going to go to Russia because his boy Putin, he knows Putin. I got permission to go to Russia to help that girl, Rodman told NBC. And it's public information. yeah, basically Rodman boys with Putin. He wants to go and talk to Putin. I just hope he doesn't bring a dang vape pen. And wow, that's good stock. Everybody's for me as well. My favorite player. Your favorite player is Rodman? He was a good player. He's a good player. He's also a pretty interesting guy. I'm not hating on Rodman. What is this? Oh, we already read this. This is Tony's Touch auto detailing. But that's it. That's it for all the rapid fire news, all the memes, all the everything that I could come up with, guys. My favorite player. So, do I got anything else to look at while I drink this last beer? Till 10 o'clock. We got 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Let me see something. All right. I had some alerts. I didn't know what they were. Okay. Watch Rodman will get caught with 3 vape pens and get 2 days probation. That would be funny. Look, I got music sounds.
That's true. If you see 2 mentals hugging, you call the cops immediately because 2 mentals don't make a non-mental.
2 mentals don't make a non-mental.
Rarely do they.
Sav is on with rapid fire. Look, I'm shouting out other people's shows on my show, but we're about to get off soon. So, let's see if I got any interesting videos here. Ad time. Biden watch. We're gonna do Biden watch. I gotta split JS. I'll catch you next time. Sleep well. Good job. Keep it going, man. See you. We can do another great history, man, with this being the last show.
This week, the world got a frightening insight into what happens when
Rita, my girl Rita. I love Rita.
An auto cue, or someone.
I love Rita. Sky News Australia. Here's our Biden watch.
Word salad.
Tell me how you do that. I understand it. I mean, it's clear in its face.
See you later, D. Melkin. I'm going to head out soon, too.
And making the case of the freedom men have, what do you do to, other than to sort of embarrass men into getting into the argument and voting the right way on this issue?
What?
Okay. We also saw President Joe Biden deliver this rousing and totally coherent message to rally the troops for the midterms.
If we elect 2 more senators, we keep the House.
Rodman is going to do Mario.
We're going to get a lot of unfinished business. We're going to get done.
Look, guys, that
just in case you missed that,
hold on. That looks like a green screen. It doesn't even look real. This looks like an amateur Photoshop of Joe Biden on a green screen in front of a bunch of stock people. Like, look at this pinhead guy. These people don't even look real. He's standing in a studio, or he's just deepfake Biden. He's not even a real guy. This is just a. But if it was deepfake Biden, he wouldn't gaffe so much, you know. So it's got to be drugged up Biden, because deepfake Biden wouldn't make so many mistakes, you know, unless the AI programmed mistakes into him.
Elect 2 more senators. We keep the House and Democrats. We're going to get a lot of unfinished business. We're going to get done.
Just in case you missed that, he said if we elect 2 more senators, we keep the House, and Democrats, we're going to get a lot of unfinished business. We're going to get done, okay? I mean, just like Australia, the senators in the US tend to sit in the Senate. Someone should perhaps tell the president that. Someone should probably also tell the president that handing over $500 billion to college.
Somebody should tell him to change his diaper, bro. He don't even got the dang old Huggies on there tight. He ain't even got the Depends. Hey, what's Joe Biden's favorite pair of pants? What's Joe Biden's favorite pair of underwear? Depends. What's Helen Keller's dog name?
graduates who haven't paid off their student debts is utterly
Russia has
reckless,
DNA tested
regressive,
Griner.
and inflationary.
And the father
It will
is
take money
Rodney.
from the less privileged who don't have college degrees and the responsible who paid off their debts and give it to households earning up to US $250,000. That's 360,000 Australian dollars. When the president was asked about this, he gave this
You gotta be making that to even get by today.
peculiar response.
Mr. President, is this unfair to people who paid their student loans or chose not to take out loans?
Is it fair to people who, in fact, do not own multi-billion-dollar businesses to see what these guys get all tax breaks? Is that fair? What do you think?
What do you think?
What now? Is it fair to people who do not own multi-billion-dollar businesses? Realizing he's not allowed to do that. He says, and I quote, "I took control. I shouldn't do that. I'm not allowed to do that." And then the handlers come in and call an end to proceedings. Have a look.
Where everybody thought anything would go.
He answers a question.
Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Oh, I'm sorry. I took control. I shouldn't do that. I'm not allowed to do that. Go ahead. You tell me.
Took control. I shouldn't do that. I'm not allowed to do that. You're the damn president of the United States. Trump would sit and do press conferences all day, and he would intentionally choose to take the questions from the biggest adversaries, and then he would just chew them up and spit them out. Meanwhile, Biden accidentally takes a question. And he's like, they're in my earpiece. They're in my earpiece. Hold up. I'm not supposed to answer questions. Sorry, guys. Oh, God. What is this country coming to? But anyway, there's a new get a job today. Is there anything interesting on YouTube today? Saf Says is live. We'll have to. Actually, I think it's over now. I'll have to check that out. Baby Squirrels live stream? What the? Oh, there's a new free fight. Freaking, there's a new UFC free fight. So, I think I'm going to head out, guys. You know, it's not 10 o'clock yet. Usually we stop around 10. He says that all the time. I'll be in trouble. Yeah, it's such a mess. Let's see if I can find something to play us out. Go out a little early tonight. Or do I have? Let me see. Let's see what I got here. For the guys who hung out till the end. Oh, my phone's not plugged in. Hold on. For the guys who hung out to the end. Let's get another time lapse. One second. I don't know where it would be. Would it be in here? Peace out, fam. Good fun, Josh. Yeah, have a good night, Robbie. I'm going to play one more little time lapse that I got. $56, $59. Yeah, this is the one. So this is a time lapse I took on my 4th day up in the mountains, and I caught 4 fish, and it was a 1-hour time lapse in the morning. I caught 4 fish in this 1-hour time lapse, but it's 1 hour and a minute. So let's play this real quick. Check this out. This is at Lost Lake. Glad I caught the last 30 minutes alive. Yeah, thanks, Ray Godwin. Thanks for stopping by. Good night, General 07 Grassi. You're going to sleep like a Viking. There's one fish on the line right there. So that's the live line. I got the fish on right there. Check out the clouds. There's a second fish. Now he's on the line. There's a third fish. You didn't really see it. It happened real fast because this is time lapse. And then I catch a fourth one and I throw it back. But I'm like wading out there in my bare feet. Yeah, it was a nice spot. It was amazing. There's the fourth one. That was a fun little time lapse I shot. But all right, guys, that's it. I'm gonna have a lot of let's go camping videos coming. I'm gonna have product review. Beautiful spot. Yeah, that's the high Uintas. That was Lost Lake up in the high Uintas. That's 10,500 feet above sea level. It was crazy up there. But I'm gonna head out, guys. I'm exhausted. Make sure you hit the like if you haven't hit it yet on your way out. Even Robbie stays up to the end. Nice. And I'm going to have a lot of Let's Go Camping videos coming, product review videos coming, catch, clean, cook, trout, foraging tea video, and other little videos from all this footage I've got. It's going to take a while, but we'll still be doing the weekly show every week, 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time. The world's a crazy place. I just report on it, guys. Kicking the week off right every Monday. Thank you guys, everybody who stopped by. Robbie, Man Godson, Ray Godwin, Raymond 11, Stubborn One, everybody that was in here tonight, everybody who's still here. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I'm gonna head out. God bless.